Live on a Wednesday night at Utah Grizzlies Hockey, as tonight's the start of a four-game road trip and the only meeting this regular season as the Grizzlies take on the Cincinnati Cyclones. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the only meeting this season between Utah and Cincinnati as the Grizzlies begin a four-game road trip. It's 4 games in 5 days. Utah will be in Cincinnati tonight, and then they take on the Bloomington Bison for a 3-game series. That's right, the Bison are one of the 2 new franchises in the league this season. Bloomington's coming in at about a 500 record. They do not play until Friday night. For the Grizzlies, they are 11-18-3, but they're one of the hotter teams in the Western Conference as the Grizzlies are 6-2 over their last 8 games. The Grizzlies have scored 42 goals over their last 9 contests, an average of 4.5 per game. Utah has won 4 of their last 5 games, but Cincinnati's also coming in as a hot team. Cincinnati has won 5 of their last 6 games. Both clubs are 6-2 in their last 8 games, and both teams are 6-4 in their last 10. Both franchises, unfortunately, were on kind of a rough stretch through about the middle of December, but it looks like both teams have really picked it up as of late. Cincinnati at one point this season was 5-18-4. That was on December 28th before they started to turn it around. That's when Cincinnati came on and won 6 of their last 8 games. As for the Grizzlies, after the loss to Tahoe in overtime on December 8th, the Grizzlies had a record of 5-16-2, but the Grizzlies have played good hockey as they have won 6 of their last 8 games as well. So we got 2 of the hotter teams in the Western Conference, even though they're still looking for victories, and it's a desperate team. You know, Grizzlies and Cincinnati are both desperate teams and desperate looking for a victory tonight. It's the only time these teams will meet all season. It's a midweek game, and for the Grizzlies, they're looking to find a way to keep the momentum going as they swept Kansas City in a 2-game series last weekend. Utah won 5-2 as they scored 5 unanswered goals in the final 23 minutes and 15 seconds of regulation. That was last Friday, where the Grizzlies got goals from Cody Corbett, Andrew Nilsson, Derek Dashke, Mick Messner, and Cole Gallant. Messner had 1 goal and 2 assists, and Cole Gallant had 1 goal and 1 assist. On Saturday night, Neil Shea had 2 goals and 1 assist. Keaton Mastrodonato had 2 goals, and Jake Barczewski was outstanding in net. He made probably the save of the year late in the second period with about 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. Barczewski saved 34 of 38, and the Grizzlies came away with a 5-4 victory. So we'll see if Utah can find a way to extend its winning streak to 3 games. And for Jake Barczewski, he's been unbelievable over his last 5 games, where he has a 4-1 record with a .920 save percentage and a 2.61 goals against average. There was quite a bit of roster movement since the Grizzlies last played, and we'll tell you about that on the other side. And a special happy birthday to Briley Wood, who turns 22 years old today. He is my pick to click. I'm also expecting a big game from Adam Berg, and that's right, Adam Berg will be back in the Grizzlies lineup for the first time since December 6th, as Berg missed just over a month with a lower body injury. And for Adam Berg, it's a bit of a reunion, as he had spent he'd spent part of 2 years as a member of the Cincinnati Cyclones. He was in 19 games for Cincinnati during the 2022-23 season, and he also scored a goal in 8 playoff games for Cincinnati in 2023. And Adam Berg also played in 8 games for the Cyclones last season before being traded to the Grizzlies. So we'll see if Adam Berg can get the job done in his return trip to Cincinnati. And for Adam Berg, it's his first game since December 6th, as he had missed just over a month with a lower body injury. We'll come back and talk about the roster movement on the other side, as well as a new captain for tonight's game. We'll also go over some of the standouts for the Grizzlies, as we're about 17 minutes or so away from face-off over at Heritage Bank Center. I'm hanging out in the Grizz Cave right next to the Grizzlies team store, and hopefully it'll be a fun one tonight. It's the Grizzlies and the Cyclones as we're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-off is in a few minutes from now over at Heritage Bank Center. Last Saturday, defenseman Connor Mayer was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Apparently, Mayer scored a goal in last night's game. He has 4 goals for Colorado this season. That's 4 goals in 8 games for the Grizzlies. The former Grizzly defenseman Connor Mayer. Brian Yoon was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles on Sunday. Yoon made his Colorado Eagles debut in last night's game. That was the contest where Connor Mayer scored a goal. And Brian Yoon made his Eagles debut. It was not his AHL debut, as he did spend 18 games with the Hartford Wolfpack in the second half of the 2023-24 season. Yesterday, Grizzlies defenseman and team captain Gianni Fairbrother was removed from the roster and suspended by the team. About 95% of the time when this happens, a player signs with the team overseas, and that might be the case with Fairbrother, although Elite Prospects does not have where Fairbrother is headed, and I quite frankly don't know exactly where Fairbrother is headed to, but he was one of Utah's best defensemen, one of the better defensemen in the league. After all, Fairbrother is currently 4th among all-league defensemen with 8 goals. He currently leads all-league defensemen in shooting percentage at 14.3 on the season. He was a fun player to watch, and Grizzlies fans are going to miss Gianni Fairbrother. So that does leave him a little bit shorthanded on the back end, as Utah will go with 6 defensemen tonight. But one of the 6 D-men will be Cameron Buell, who will be acting as a defenseman for the second time this season. Buell was also a D-man when the Grizzlies faced Tahoe on Sunday, December 15th. Cody Corbett will be wearing an A on his sweater tonight. He will be one of the road alternate captains. The new captain of the Grizzlies is Mick Messner. He'll be wearing the captain C starting tonight. Messner has appeared in 110 consecutive regular season games for the Grizzlies since the tail end of the 2022-23 regular season. Messner currently leads Utah with 91 shots on goal, and he has 19 points, 7 goals, and 12 assists in 32 games this season. In fact, there are 5 Grizzlies players who have appeared in every game this season. Mick Messner is one of them. The other 4 include Craig Armstrong, Cole Gallant, Luke Manning, and Briley Wood. And Wood is celebrating his 22nd birthday today. Grizzlies have had some outstanding individual performances and great performers. Jake Barczewski is certainly one of them. He has 4-1 over his last 5 starts, and he has a .920 save percentage and 2.61 goals against average over that stretch. He'll be the starting goaltender tonight. Vinny Duplessis will be the backup. Other great performances from the Grizzlies lately include Cody Corbett, who has a goal in 2 straight games. And Derek Daschke's been outstanding all year long. He's got a point in 17 of 24 games this season. Daschke and Nils Shea are tied for the club lead with 6 multiple-point games on the season. Andrew Nilsson's been a key contributor for the Grizzlies. He has 15 points in 15 games since joining the Grizzlies. At the start of December, he has 2 goals and 13 assists. Nilsson has a point in 10 of 15 games for Utah and a point in 5 straight games. And he has 7 points in his last 5 games, 2 goals and 5 assists. Keaton Mastrodonato has a point in 10 of 13 games this season and a point in 9 of his last 10. The Maestro has 2 or more points in 5 of 13 games this season. And how about Nils Shea? He's on the road. Obviously, he's been outstanding at home. He's got 18 points in 9 home games this season, but Nils Shea over the last 2 games has 5 points, 1 goal and 4 assists. He was outstanding in the 2-game sweep over a really good Kansas City Mavericks club, and Nils Shea has been a consistent performer. He has a 22.2 shooting percentage this year. He has 14 goals and 9 assists in just 15 games. That's Charles-Edouard Dastu type territory. Shea's got a point in 13 of 15 games this season and a goal in 11 of 15 games. So watch out for Nils Shea, and also watch out for Briley Wood, who's celebrating his 22nd birthday. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain
with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. We don't have the starters yet for either team, either the Grizzlies or the Cyclones tonight. But we'll go over the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, who currently have a record of 11-18-3. Utah has won 2 in a row, and they are 6-2 over their last 8 games. The Grizz are 4-10-1 away from the friendly confines at Maverick Center. Utah is going with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen officially, even though Cameron Buell is going to be acting as a defenseman tonight. So technically it's 13-5 for the Grizzlies this evening. We do know that Jake Barczewski will get the start in net. The Michigan man, who also spent 4 seasons at Canisius College, is 6'1" and 180 pounds. In 11 games this year, he has a 4-3 record with a 3.96 goals against average and an .881 save percentage. Vinny Duplessis, the first-year pro out of Quinnipiac, is the backup tonight. The 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies this evening, the top defensive pairing is Derek Daschke and Cody Corbett. Corbett, I believe, will be wearing an A on his sweater tonight. He will be one of the road alternate captains. We also see Cade Jensen paired up with Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson's got a point in 5 straight games, and he has 15 points in 15 games for Utah this season. And Dylan Savankov will be paired up with Cameron Buell. Savankov's making his 7th appearance this season. He has 1 assist, and Cameron Buell has 3 goals and 2 assists in 27 games. So that's the 6 defensemen for Ryan Kanashwich's crew tonight. 12 forwards. The top forward line from left to right includes Neil Shea, who in 15 games this season has 14 goals and 9 assists. He also has 1 goal and 1 assist in 8 AHL games this season. Luke Manning will be the first-line center. Manning has 5 goals and 10 assists in 32 games. And Keaton Mastrodonato has 15 points in 13 games. That's the top forward line from left to right. We still don't have the starters listed on the ECHL app. Second forward line will be Reed Lebster, Cole Fonstad, and Briley Wood from left to right. Watch out for Briley Wood. He's been outstanding for Utah this season. He is tied for 4th among all-league rookies with 12 goals this season. He also leads Utah with 4 power play goals. Briley Wood's been a consistent performer. He has a point in 21 of 32 games this season. So watch out for Briley Wood. He just turned 22 years old here today, and he'll be hopefully celebrating it with a victory over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Third forward line from left to right includes Cole Gallant, Mick Messner, and Dylan Fitz. Messner today was named captain of the Grizzlies. This will be the first game where he's wearing the captaincy. Adam Berg makes his return trip to Cincinnati. He appeared in games over a 2-season stretch for the Cyclones before being traded to the Grizzlies in November of 2023. Berg will be paired up with Cade Nilsson and Craig Armstrong. The forward scratches for the Grizzlies are Blake Wells, Aaron Aragon, Tyson Upper, and Braden Nicolets, and with some recent roster moves, all 5 of the defensemen on the roster are active, and they are playing tonight. For the Cincinnati Cyclones, they're led by Jason Payne. That's their head coach. Cyclones have a record of 11-20-4, but they've played good hockey as of late. as they have won 5 of their last 6 games. Both Utah and Cincinnati are 6-4 over their last 10 games. Once again, we still don't have the starters listed on the ECHL app for either team. But we do know that the top forward line for Cincinnati will be Ty Voigt, who's got an NHL contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cincinnati's NHL affiliate is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Toronto Marlies are the AHL affiliate. Voigt will be the first-line left wing. Braden Kessler has been a great addition to Cincinnati. In 9 games for the Cyclones, he has 6 goals and 3 assists. Jacob Frashka, who's got an AHL contract with the Marlies, he is 6'4" and 216 pounds. Lincoln Griffin is the Cyclones' leading scorer this season. He has 22 points, 10 goals, and 12 assists. Tristan Ashbrook, number 16, has 7 goals and 6 assists in 20 games. Dante Sheriff's a guy Grizzlies fans are familiar with. He played the last couple years with the Tulsa Oilers. Sheriff is wearing number 9. He is 5'11" and 181 pounds. He leads Cincinnati with 14 assists on the season. Third forward line from left to right is Chris Tadero, Matthew Goslin, and Marco Sikic. The fourth forward line from left to right is Justin Vive, Adam Tisdale, and Remy Parker. Interestingly enough, with Justin Vive, who's their captain, he has a pretty tough name to pronounce, but he is not in the Cincinnati Cyclones pronunciation guide. 6 defensemen for Jason Payne's crew. Josh Burnside is paired up with Chaz Sharp, and Sharp's been an outstanding performer. He's only 22 years old. He's only 20 years old. Can't legally have a drink, but he's got 21 points in 35 games, 11 goals, and 10 assists. The 11 goals lead the Cyclones on the year, and he's a defenseman. Watch out for him. He's got an AHL contract with the Marlies. Their second defensive pairing is Jakob Bengtsson out of Sweden. He's going to be wearing number 15. He's paired up with Ryan McClary. McClary's also got an AHL contract. He is 6'3" and 190 pounds. Former Tahoe defenseman Elijah Villio will be paired up with Rhett Parsons. That's the 18 skaters for Cincinnati. Pavel Kaj, he's got a pretty tough name to pronounce. Pavel Chayon, who's a native of the Czech Republic. Chayon will be the starting goaltender. He's got an AHL contract with the Cleveland Monsters. He is 6'2" and 185 pounds. He's 22 years old. Pavel Chayon, whose last name is spelled Cajan. John Gillies is the backup goaltender for Cincinnati tonight. 20 minutes are put on the scoreboard clock over in Cincinnati at Heritage Bank Center. We are hanging out here at Maverick Center in the Grizz Cave, and we'll have face-off on the other side. You've been listening to the pregame report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Cincinnati Cyclones for the only time this season. Cincinnati did win a game against Utah in December of 2023. The starting forwards for Cincinnati appear to be Lincoln Griffin, Tristan Ashbrook, and the former Tulsa Oiler Dante Sheriff. Josh Burnside and Chaz Sharp are the starting defensive pairing, and Pavel Chayon is the starting goaltender. Unfortunately, the ECHL app has not updated the Grizzlies starters as of yet. The two captains are taking the ceremonial puck drop. Justin Vive for Cincinnati and Mick Messner, just named captain today, replacing Gianni Fairbrother, who left for, we believe, a team in Europe. Starting forwards will be the top forward line for the Grizzlies: Keaton Mastrodonato, Luke Manning, and Neil Shea. Derek Dashke tonight is paired up with the veteran Cody Corbett. Got a good goaltending matchup. Pavel Chayon, so far this season, has a record of 5-8-1 with one shutout and a .909 save percentage. Jake Barczewski's been unbelievable over his last 5 games. A save he made late in the second period on Saturday night in the Grizzlies' 5-4 victory over Kansas City was listed as the league's save of the week, and it might be the save of the year once this season concludes. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. The Cincinnati Cyclones are wearing a jersey, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more of a close-up. Unfortunately, this looks like the ultimate nightmare for all broadcasters. It looks like a red jersey with black numbers and an outline on the numbers that is not easy to spot. Cincinnati wins the draw. Chaz Sharp, who's been one of the better rookies in the league, he'll loft it in. Barczewski plays it behind his net. He'll pitch it along the near wing boards on to Neil Shea. He gets double teamed. He'll throw it back towards Mastrodonato. It kicks off a Tulsa skater as Manning knocks down a Cyclone behind Utah's net. Puck goes towards the right side. Cyclones deep in their offensive zone, get pushed by Cody Corbett. Taking the puck is Dante Sheriff. He trying to skate back towards the point. Turnover. The Cyclones trying to skate in, and it's blocked away. Grizzlies, Derek Dashke dove at the far goal line to try to pick it off. Grizzlies have the puck, and they'll pitch it ahead to Shea, who gets the neutral ice. He tried to get it across towards Mastrodonato. It goes over his stick. Shea comes off as Utah makes their first line change of the game about 53 seconds in. Still no score. Neither team's taking a shot. As the Cyclones back behind their net, they are rolling with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Cyclones will move it to the far side. Cincinnati will pitch it across. Cyclones, Chaz Sharp will loft it ahead. Mavericks over the Cyclones over the attack line. Grizzlies played the Mavericks last week. Cincinnati left side, lefty shot, sticked away by Barczewski in the butterfly position. Puck long towards the near boards. Lebster gets it jabbed at. Taking the puck is Cade Jensen, who backhands it towards Lebster. Pass him out to center ice. And the Cyclones will drive it back in. Andrew Nilsson in his first shift of the game wearing number 6 over towards Lebster on the near side. Lebster will push it towards the Utah line. Cyclones keep it in. Right side, righty shot. Is skipped towards Barczewski, who makes a save, and he holds on. 18:25 left in the first as we're just getting underway. So grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Wednesday with us. First of 4 straight on the road for the Grizzlies. It's the only time they'll meet Cincinnati this season. As Mick Messner's on the ice, it's his first game as the captain of the Grizzlies. Messner's been an Iron Man of sorts as he has appeared in 110 consecutive regular season games for the Grizzlies since the tail end of the 2022-23 regular season. And the C does look good on him. He's a great guy, good team leader, and a great work ethic. Off the draw, Cyclones with a shot right side. That's blocked away by Barczewski. That shot was taken by Chris Tadero. Now, right wing, righty shot. That's blocked in front of Barczewski about 5 feet. Cyclones will skate towards the right corner. Savankov in the area. He knocks down a Cyclone, but I think Savankov's going to get a penalty. As looks like it's going to be Savankov going to the box as he knocked down a Cyclone over in the right wing. And the arm was raised by the referee. So Cincinnati will go on the power play. They are 17.1% on the man advantage this year. Grizzlies are at 67%, but they're climbing. Hooking's going to be the call as Dylan Savankov, we believe, will go to the box. Looks like a pretty good Wednesday night crowd over at Heritage Bank Center. Taking the draw is Braden Kressler. Kressler, 21 years old. Cyclones win the draw. They've got a pretty young team to Cincinnati as they dance around towards the left side. Taking the puck is Dante Sheriff. He fires towards the net. Barczewski makes a save. as he holds on. 9 seconds into the power play. Cyclones get a shot from the left side, and that's Dante Sheriff. He used to play with the Tulsa Oilers. In fact, he was an Oiler for about 2 or 3 years. Sheriff in 27 games this year has 5 goals and 14 assists. It's going to be an offensive zone draw for Cincinnati, who are 4-7-3 at home this season. Cyclones have had a tough time scoring goals this year. Cincinnati gets it towards the middle of the ice. Now back towards the far goal line. It's brushed away by Corbett, who's got an A on his sweater, and the Grizzlies cleared all the way towards Chajan. Cajan from the Czech Republic is the Cincinnati goaltender, an AHL contract with Cleveland. Cincinnati will cross center ice in their red jersey with dark numbers. Cyclones step over the offensive line. They get it towards the left wing. Cincinnati spreads the ice. They're 40 seconds into their power play. As the Cyclones get it back towards Sheriff. He's in the right wing. He'll drop it off. Right point. Taking his Chaz Sharp. He'll take a slap shot and he scores. And Chaz Sharp gets a power play goal to give the Cyclones a 1-0 lead, as Sharp gets his team leading 12th of the year. Sharp's fired up as he goes down the celebration aisle first, as he just roofed it right over the stick of Jake Barcheski. Sharp is just 21 years old. He turned 21 in November. He spent 1 game with the Toronto Marlies last year. It's his first season as a pro. He was the captain of the Mississauga Steelheads last season, where he had 53 points in 67 games. So Sharp's an outstanding scoring defenseman. He just fired an old-school slap shot right over Jake Barcheski's right shoulder. It's 1-0 Cyclones, about 3 minutes in, and it was a power play goal for Cincinnati. Craig Armstrong chases after it. Cyclones get there first. They skate around their net. Cyclones skate from left to right as we see it from Flow Sports. Your mind's eye. Try to see it on YouTube. We'll try to describe it the best we can. These remote broadcasts aren't overly ideal. Cyclones over to the near goal line. They pitch it towards Barcheski, trying to brush it away. Grizzlies gather it near a circle of their own zone. Cameron Buell, acting as a defenseman tonight, gets it across the dash cube, backhands it towards center ice. Skipping puck, Grizzlies were able to dump it in, as Utah, we believe, makes a line change about 3.5 minutes in. Cyclones wing it out towards center ice. And it's picked off by Utah. The pass actually went wide of the mark on the long-range feed. As the Cyclones will move it to somebody off the screen, and Jensen will retreat after it. Barcheski gets it behind his net towards Jensen, who drops it for Neil Shea, who skates around Utah's net towards the far side. Shea gets the center ice, right wing, and he'll chip it in and chase after it. He closed the gap quickly on a Cincinnati defenseman. The Cyclones will backhand it ahead about 10 feet. Cincinnati gets a new try. They'll bounce it off a Grizzly. Puck goes on to Jensen, who will sling it out towards the left wing. Nobody home, but no icing as Cincinnati gets it back. We're 4 minutes in. Cyclones lead 1-0 on Chaz Sharp's team-leading 12th goal of the season. It was a power play tally. The Cyclones will outlet it to center ice. It bounced off the stick, and Hippity hops all the way towards Barcheski. He covers up just in front of the crease, and he holds on. 15:49 left in the first. It's the Cyclones 1 and the Grizzlies 0. Sharp's power play goal 240 in was assisted by Dante Sheriff and Ty Voigt. A lot of logos and corporate sponsors on the Cincinnati ice. It's nothing quite like Fort Wayne, though. Fort Wayne's got logos all over. You can barely see the white of the ice in Fort Wayne, one of Cincinnati's division rivals. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Corbett will slice it along the near wing wall as Lepster gets held up. And the puck trickles from one side of the wall to the other. Grizzlies on the other way will toss it towards Lepster at center ice. Puck goes to the left corner. Taking its Corbett around to Lepster. Lepster will feed it towards the middle of the ice, looking for a cutting Briley Wood. It glanced off of his stick. Wood in his 22nd birthday gets it towards Corbett. Left point. He'll take a lefty shot, and that's blocked away. As Wood battles along the near wing boards, make that Lepster as the puck trickles towards neutral ice. Wood gets it back in from the right wing. He'll lay it for Cole Fonstad. Fonstad over to Wood on the right side. Back towards a cutting Fonstad. And Cincinnati will dash it away. Good idea by the Grizzlies and Wood and Fonstad. As Cincinnati will rainbow it in. Buell chases after it. He'll push it ahead about 20 feet. Turnover at neutral ice. Cincinnati will skate along the far wing wall. They try to get around Wood. It will tap it off the linesman. Cincinnati now enters from the right side. Cyclones over the skate the puck. Dash keep with one-handed ahead about 5 feet. Taking the puck is Reed Lepster. Lepster dumps it in, and he comes off the ice. 14:40 and counting left in the first. Home run pass towards the left side connects. Cyclone skate in, lefty shot. Saved by Barcheski. And Jake holds on. That shot was taken by Chris Dodaro, who's been active so far. Dodaro, a native of West Chicago. He is 28 years old, 5'9", 176 pounds. Barczewski made the stop. Cincinnati does have a bit of a shot advantage here early on as they lead 1-0 on the power play goal by Chaz Sharp that came 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the contest. Dante Sheriff picked up one of the assists. He leads Cincinnati with 15 assists on the season. And Ty Voigt, who's 5'10" and 157 pounds, he picks up his 12th helper of the year. Justin Vaive, the longtime Cyclone, and their captain, will get it towards the left side. They get triple team. Grizzlies take it away. Up ahead, Utah chasing after it. Overlooked to be Fitz. Fitz towards the right side. He gets knocked over as Messner had a glance off his stick. Now Fitz gets it back right wing. He'll skate towards the corner, looking for a righty shot, and that taps off a Cincinnati stick. Grizzlies along the near wing boards as Gallant gets knocked down. Cyclones will tap it off the far side, and the puck will move out to our camera guy. Got faked out big time there. Cyclones moving out to center ice. Grizzlies were able to dump it into Cincinnati territory. Now Savankov chases after it. We're 6 minutes in. He'll push it to his left. Grizzlies cross center ice, and they'll wing it ahead. Adam Berg back for his first game since he missed about a month due to an injury. He last played on December 6th. As Grizzlies get it up top to Corbett, left side, lefty shot, saved by Chyon. As the Cyclones will tap it off the glass, puck flies to neutral ice. Corbett will pitch it ahead towards the Grizzlies bench. As the benches are on the near side, as we see it on Flow Sports, Armstrong chases after it. He's over on the right side. He's trying to close the gap, but Cincinnati gets there a stride ahead of him. As the Cyclones, Dante Sheriff, he battles with Shea along the far side. Grizzlies trying to tap it towards Shea. Shea try to move it from one point to the other, but the puck exits to neutral ice. Corbett will pitch it back as Grizzlies blue line to blue line pass connects towards Shea. Shea try to get it ahead to Manning. Cincinnati pokes it back into Grizzlies ice. Now taking us Manning. He enters with momentum on the right side. Manning towards Shea, backhand shot. And that one's brushed away by Chyon. As Shea gets knocked down along the far boards, he gets up slowly. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Armstrong up top for Buell. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Chyon. Puck still alive. And Cincinnati will clear it towards the far corner and lift it out to neutral ice. Dashke's got a point in 16 of 24 games. He'll throw it all the way in as the puck ricochets off the end boards towards the near side. Now taking his Chaz Sharp. He's a 21-year-old who scored his 11th of the year, or make that 12th of the year, 240 in. He'll move it to his left. Josh Burnside will lunge it ahead towards center ice. Cyclones dump it in. Barczewski plays behind his net. Grizzlies will wing it a long-range pass out to the left side. It connects towards Lebster. He'll drop it for the left point for Wood. Wood waits for everybody else there into the zone. Cross-ice pass. Lefty blast goes wide. Shea gets it up top as that's Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson over to the right corner. Back towards Lebster. Left side, he'll take a righty shot, and he goes wide as he missed the net glove side on Chyon. Punt to the right. Lebster battles as he's on a back check. He'll hold on to a Maverick. Fonstad will bounce it off of Wood. Fonstad chasing after it behind Cincinnati's net. Cole Fonstad still looking for his first goal as a Grizzly. Drops it for Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson tried to slide it around Cincinnati's net. Cyclones pick it off. As Dashke will race after it as a long-range pass didn't connect for Cincinnati. Dashke will saucer it ahead, right side. Grizzlies got hit up high, and that was Briley Wood who got spun around, no call. Cincinnati's got a breakaway. They'll skate down the middle. Righty shot, saved by Barczewski as he keeps it a 1-0 game. What big stop by Jake. Sorry, pass out in front, backhand shot misses wide. Barczewski loses his balance. He gets back in front of his crease. As the Cyclones, they'll take a high slot righty shot that goes wide. Cincinnati along the end boards. Fitz will brush it towards Cade Jensen. Soft pass is poked away by Kansas City. Now Dashke towards the left corner. Gets a little bit of a rough ride from behind. Wood will tap it out to center ice. Cincinnati gets it back. Cyclones will backhand it ahead. It glanced off the stick of a Grizzly. Cade Jensen up ahead. Dante Sheriff's a former Tulsa Oiler, and it looks like this camera operator is a former Tulsa Oiler camera operator. Please be patient with us as we're having a tough time just finding the puck. Cyclones left wing, they'll gain center ice, and they'll squib it in. Svankov trying to get there, but Cyclones get there a stride ahead of them. Siren pass is cleared towards an near wing wall. Grizzlies will rainbow it into the Cyclone zone deep. Utah makes a line change, we believe, about 9.5 minutes in. Cincinnati still leads 1-0. Cyclones get around Savankov. Now they stop on a dime towards the far side. They feed it up, left point. Lefty shot. That gets redirected about 10 feet in front of Barczewski. As Messner, the new captain, skates along the near wing boards. He gets tripped up. Puck goes into Cincinnati ice. Foot race won by the Cyclones. Cade Nilsson trying to cut in front of a Cyclone. He goes down over in the right corner. Is a call going to be made? We're not sure. As Cade Nilsson over to Berg. Berg up top, left side. Cameron Buell gathers it, and the new defenseman will fire a shot that goes wide. Buell normally a forward. It's the second time this year he's acted as a defenseman. Buell will dump it back in from new tries. Cyclones chase after it as we have 9:40 and counting left in the first. Cyclones scored on a power play, 2:40 in, with Chaz Sharp getting his 12th of the year. Cyclones step over the offensive line looking for a give and go, and the puck deflects off a Grizzly stick. Utah runs it down over in the near corner as they gather the puck skating from right to left here in the period. As Buell looked like he got slashed, no call. Officials might be letting him play tonight. As Mastrodonato will drop it for Shea, who enters from the right side. He tries to get around 4 Cyclones. He gets tripped up looking for Mastrodonato, and that's going to be a penalty. As Neil Shea and his speed and playmaking ability draws a penalty. Grizzlies will be on the power play when we come back. 9 minutes and 12 seconds are left in the first period. It's the Cyclones 1 and the Grizzlies nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorrentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Grizzlies get their first power play of the game as Lincoln Griffin gets a hooking minor, 10:48 into the contest. That was Neil Shea who drew the penalty. Shea's got 14 goals in 15 games for Utah this season. He leads the Grizz, but watch out for Briley Wood. Wood leads Utah with 4 power play goals on the season. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 6-2. Cincinnati scored on their own lone power play of the game, as Chaz Sharp scored his 12th of the year, with Dante Sheriff and Ty Voigt getting the assists. The new captain, Mick Messner, will take the draw. Watch out for Messner. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists on the power play this season. Grizzlies win the draw. Right side, Mastrodonato skates towards the right circle, take a righty shot, and that gets redirected and it goes wide out of play. 9:05 left in the first. Grizzlies are 7 seconds into their first power play of the game. Utah's power play this season is 17.5%. Cyclones' penalty kill is 77.7%. Utah on Saturday night in the 5-4 victory over Kansas City. They went 0 for 5 on the power play. Grizzlies were 2 for 3 on the power play last Friday in the 5-2 victory. So they were 2 for 8 in the 2-game weekend sweep of Kansas City. Cyclones win the draw. They'll clear it out. Barczewski can't play as it's in the restricted area behind the net. Cyclones will skate towards the right corner. Now they'll fling it up top, but it goes to new tries. Cyclones back in their own end with the puck. As Cincinnati will helicopter it all the way towards Barczewski, who lets it go towards the end boards. Cincinnati gets back checked by Shea. Grizzlies looking to get their power play back on track. Shea skates horizontally in front of Barczewski towards the near side. He'll drop it for Dashke. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Dashke crosses center ice. He'll get it towards Manning, who steps over the offensive line. He got spun around. Cincinnati gets around Dashke with the puck out to new tries. Puck goes horizontally towards the far wing wall. Cyclones get to center ice and they'll dump it in. Barczewski behind his net will drop it off as the Grizzlies look like they're making a line change. Nilsson's out there now wearing number 6. Andrew Nilsson will push to his right. Grizzlies will literally kick it towards Neil Shea. Shea drops it and chases after as the Grizzlies dump it in. Fits over in the left corner. Will feed it up top. Nilsson gets it across. Back to Nilsson. He's in the high slot skating towards his right. Now back to the right circle. Briley Wood gets it back up top to Nilsson. Right side lefty shot saved by Kaijan, and we get a whistle with 35 seconds left in the power play, as there's a lot of pushing and shoving out in front of the crease. Pavel Chayon is only 22 years old. 7:47 left in the first period. We believe it's going to be an offensive zone draw for Utah. This weekend, the Grizzlies will face the Bloomington Bison on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday are night games, Sundays in the afternoon. Cincinnati wins the draw, and they'll clear it all the way out. 7:38 and counting left in the first, and 25 seconds left in Utah's first power play of the game. Nilsson gets out to neutral ice, will tap it off the far boards. Grizzlies will cross center ice. Gallant drops over Fonstad, who steps over the offensive line with momentum. Wood across towards Nilsson, glanced off his stick and out of play. 13 seconds are left in the power play. Draw, we believe, is going to be in the Cyclone zone. Grizzlies trivia question tonight. There are 3 players in the Grizzlies lineup tonight who are former Cincinnati Cyclones. The answer, obviously, is who are they? The only hint we're going to give you is that all 3 guys are in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. We've probably mentioned at least 1, if not 2 of the 3 who used to play for Cincinnati. We'll give you the answer here shortly. Give you some time to think about it. Wood's out there with Gallant and Fitz. Wood's kicked out of the circle. Gallant's wearing an A on his white jersey. He's a alternate captain as well as Cody Corbett. Grizzlies win the draw. Fonstad drops the puck along the near goal line. Cyclones couldn't clear it out. Nilsson kept it in. He gets it to Wood, who gets cut off before he got towards the left corner. As the Cyclones will spin it out to neutral ice. Now Cincinnati races in with momentum, 2-on-2. They're back at full strength, looking for a centering pass out in front. It goes wide as Cyclones get it back up top. Left point, lefty shot is blocked before it gets towards Barcheski. Grizzlies will tap it off a skate, and it goes into the Cyclone zone. Utah racing after it. Cole Gallant trying to cut in towards the net from the right side. Cyclones took it away. 6:45 and counting left in the first. Cyclones gain center ice, and they'll dump it in. Svankov will tap it off a Cyclone. Cincinnati will feed it up top. Left point. Now across. Chaz Sharp, right side. Righty shot goes wide. He missed the net glove side on Barcheski. As Cade Nilsson will loft it into the Cyclone zone. Cincinnati races after it, and their dark-numbered red jerseys out to neutral ice. Cyclones cross center ice, and they'll skip it towards Barcheski, who gathers it on one hop of the ice. Barzo will hold on. 6:17 left in the first. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Grizzlies on the season have averaged 3.2 goals per game. Utah has been a pretty good offensive club as of late, as they have scored 42 goals in their last 9 games. Cincinnati averages 2.3 goals per game, although that's been a little bit of a role as of late. Cyclones have won 5 of their last 6 games. In fact, Cincinnati, in their 5-game winning streak, they scored 15 goals, an average of 3 per game. Looks like we got a timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Cyclones lead 1-0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
It's karaoke open mic night. Looks like a guy in a beard and a Minnesota Wild jersey is singing NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. The MCU kind of looks like Kenny G takes over the microphone. I'm not sure what kind of an effort it was because I don't hear any of the sounds over in Cincinnati. 6:17 left in the first. Cyclones lead 1-0. Chaz Sharp scored 2:40 into the contest with Dante Sheriff and Ty Voigt getting the assist. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 6-3. Utah's first period shots from Andrew Nilsson, Cameron Buell, and Cody Corbett. So all 3 of Utah's shots have come by defensemen here tonight. Taking the draw for Cincinnati is Braden Kressler, who's been an outstanding performer for the Cyclones as of late. Kressler's appeared in 6 games since being assigned from the AHL's Toronto Marlies, and he has 6 goals and 3 assists. He had the game winner in overtime against Toledo and a power play goal against the Fuel, as he's been an outstanding performer. Adam Berg, one of 3 former Cyclones on the roster. We'll give you the other 2 in the trivia answer here shortly. As Nilsson around the net towards Berg, he gets pushed in the back. He's strong with the puck. He drops it for Armstrong, who loses his balance. Berg skates towards an air corner. 2-on-3 battle goes towards the left side. Nilsson centers towards Buell, lefty shot. Saved by Kion, and Chion will make the stop. as Grizzlies won a battle along the boards. They got it towards the middle of the ice for Buell. Buell looking for his 4th goal of the season, but Kion was able to make the save with 5:44 left in the first. We'll come back in 30 seconds and give you the answer to Grizzlies trivia. Cyclones lead the Grizzlies by 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Cyclones lead 1-0 as Chaz Sharp scored on a power play 2:40 in. The answer to the trivia question, there are 3 players on the current Grizzlies roster who used to play for Cincinnati. They're all in the lineup tonight. One is Adam Berg. He appeared in 19 games for the Cyclones during the 2022-23 season. He also scored 1 goal in 8 games for the Cyclones last year before being traded to the Grizzlies. The other 2, Andrew Nilsson. He appeared in 11 games for the Cyclones during the 2023 playoffs, scoring 2 goals and 4 assists. Nilsson did not appear in any regular season games for the Cyclones. And defenseman Dylan Savankov, he appeared in 4 games and was a +2 for Cincinnati last season. So that's the answer to the trivia question. Adam Berg, Andrew Nilsson, and Dylan Savankov are all former Cincinnati Cyclones who are making their return trip to Heritage Bank Center. Tristan Ashbrook's taking the draw for, actually it's Matthew Goslin, number 10, taking the draw against Luke Manning. Goslin wins the draw. Cyclones racing to the offensive zone, skating from left to right. Down the middle, Cyclones, righty shot, saved by Barczewski. And the puck kicks towards the right side. Cyclones in a red jersey, dark numbers, tough to spot on a computer screen. Right side, Cyclones near goal line as they get pushed in the back by Armstrong. Armstrong, in his first year as a pro, 21 years old, 5'9", 195 pounds. Nielsen holds up a Cyclone along the boards as Manning gets cross-checked in the back continually. Cincinnati will throw it towards the left circle. They try to chip it in. It's blocked by Mastrodonato. Cyclones get it back. Lefty shot goes wide. Shea trying to get it towards Mastrodonato. It's picked off near the Grizzlies bench. Cyclones re-enter. This will tap it off the far boards. Nielsen stops on a dime as he skates around Utah's net towards the near side, and he will rainbow it out to new tries. Grizzlies get the puck left wing. Shea tried to get around a Cyclone who jammed it away from him. Now Utah dumps it in. Cyclones gather the loose puck. They skate behind their net and stop. Cincinnati spreads the ice as there's 4.5 minutes left in the first period. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 6-3. Cincinnati will move it towards center ice, and they'll dump it in. As Corbett boxes out a Cyclone. He does a great job playing the angles. Cyclones, Savankov knocks down a Cyclones. He was skating horizontally towards the net from the right wing. Grizzlies race after it, does Reed Webster, but icing is on Utah. 4 minutes and 12 seconds are left in the first. Draw is going to come back towards Jake Barczewski, who has saved 5 of 6 so far. Grizzlies officially have shots from Andrew Nilsson, Cameron Buell, and Cody Corbett. Grizzlies right now have 5 defensemen by trade on the roster. Buell, for the second time this season, is acting as a defenseman. If you joined us late, last Saturday, Connor Mayer was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He scored a goal for Colorado last night. Cyclones win the draw. High slot, lefty shot, saved by Barczewski. Great job by the Grizzlies out in front. Cole Fonstad and Cody Corbett in particular getting in front to box out Cincinnati in case of a rebound. Cyclones have now taken 8 shots to the Grizzlies 3. This past Sunday, Brian Yoon was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He made his Eagles debut last night. And yesterday, Gianni Fairbrother was removed from the roster, suspended by the team, as he is probably headed overseas. We're not really sure where. Elite prospects will probably have it first. Cyclones spin it along the boards towards the left side. They're in the offensive zone, skating from left to right. Cincinnati will roll it towards the end boards. Corbett will toss it towards the near side. Grizzlies couldn't get a piece of it, and even if they did, they were in their own territories. They're called for icing with 3:46 left in the first. 3 other games in the league tonight. Indy leads Maine 3-2. That game has 15 minutes left in the second period. No score after one frame between Savannah and Florida. Former Grizzly forward Terran Pfizer had been playing with Florida. He had a big series against Idaho last week. He was recalled to the AHL. As Cincinnati wins the draw, Josh Burnside fires towards the net. It goes wide. Grizzlies chase after the loose puck along the near side. Corbett will pitch it ahead. He'll bounce it off of Gallant. Gallant's out there with Fitz and Messner. Cyclones skate back in, 2-on-2. Centering pass, glanced off the stick, and the Cyclones couldn't get a shot off. As they'll bounce it over to the right point, Cyclones will spin it towards the end boards, and we get a whistle as Gallant was battling with the Cyclone. I think the puck might have exited the zone. It was pretty close to the blue line. The three officials are talking it over. Luke Gagnon is the referee. Felix Antoine Voyer and Brian Gorkoff are the linesmen. So it looks like the draw is going to come back to neutralize. Both teams will change things up. Grizzlies are looking for their second road victory of the 2025 calendar year. Utah split a two-game series against the Idaho Steelheads in the first weekend of January, winning 4-1 on Friday, January 3rd, and losing 3-2 in a nail-biter on January 4th. Last week, the Grizzlies swept the Kansas City Mavericks, who are the defending Western Conference champions. Utah outscored Kansas City 10-6 in the series. Cyclones win the draw, and they'll wheel it along the boards. Cincinnati over on the left side. They'll get it up top. Lefty shot is blocked. Puck hit the opposite center ice. Grizzlies chase after it. Berg gathers it with good speed. He'll skeet towards the right corner now around Cincinnati's net. Berg's looking for a revenge game. He'll horizontally throw a pass towards the net, and it goes wide of the mark. Right wing, Grizzlies get it up top. Cade Nilsson, high slot, lefty shot is blocked about 10 feet in front of their goaltender. Cade Nilsson, the Nottingham, England native. He's to the right wing. He'll skeet towards the right point. Now he stops on a dime. Now he reverses his field back towards the point. He feeds it to the right side. Grizzlies get it to the high slot. Lefty shot is blocked. Cyclones will bounce it off the far board. Cincinnati spinning around Dashke, but they lost the puck as Buell gathers it. 2.5 minutes are left in the first period. Cyclones still lead 1-0 as Chaz Sharp scored a power play goal 2:40 in. Grizzlies from the right wing. They'll dump it into Cyclones ice. Manning chases after it, as does Neil Shea. Cyclones boxed out Manning of the puck. Cincinnati, the red jerseys with dark numbers, they'll skate in. Cyclones, left circle all alone, lefty shot. That one's brushed away. Might have gotten all the way towards Barcheski. Rebound towards the left corner. 2-on-2 battle. Nielsen and Luke Manning battling with two Cyclones. Puck towards the middle of the ice. Jensen will move it ahead towards Shea, who pitchforks it into the Cyclone zone. Cincinnati gloves it and drops it. They'll feed it towards their bench. Grizzlies bench is towards the right side of center ice. And that's on the near side as we see it on Flow Sports. Pass deflected off the stick. Cincinnati gets spun around by Jensen, 2-on-1. Cyclones over the attack line, but a great poke check by Andrew Nelson as he used his long stick. Cyclone shot saved by Barcheski. Rebound shot and a score. And it's now 2-0 as everybody goes to hug the Cyclone that scored. As Cincinnati has picked up their second first period goal here late in the frame. Getting to the celebration aisle first is Marko Sikic. Sikic wearing number 19. This is his second goal of the season. It's his 33rd game of the year, native of Ontario. He's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies, and there was just all sorts of action, a bit of a scramble play that bounced off a few sticks and a few ankles, and eventually Sikic was able to get the puck, and he fired it past Barcheski. So we're back to live action. 1:20 and counting left in the first. Cyclones lead 2-0 on goals from Chaz Sharp and Marko Sikic. Cincinnati skates back in. Shot gets deflected out of play. 1:15 left in the first. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Cincinnati does have a bit of a shot advantage here in this one. Last time we checked, it was 7-3, and currently it's 10-3. That's the shot edge that Cincinnati has. Marko Sikic leads Cincinnati with 3 shots, and he scored 18:31 in, with Matthew Goslin and Chris Tadero getting the assists. Draw's going to be in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Utah's 3 shots once again, Nilsson, Buell, and Corbett, each with 1. And the draw, won by the Grizzlies. We get an extreme wide angle We can't tell anybody. It looks like we're in the top row. Now Cincinnati skates into the offensive zone. This is about as bad as Tulsa's feed. Cyclones dump it around the wall towards the right side. Grizzlies gather the loose puck, and that's Derek Daschke in his second full year as a pro. Daschke played with Toledo and Kalamazoo, so we had a few games in against Cincinnati in the past. Wood negotiates his way towards the left corner. He gets pushed. Cyclones screen Wood, and they'll feed it towards the near point. Now out to center ice. Cyclones enter one-on-one as they step over the right side. Dadero looks to center, glanced off a Daschke's stick. 35 seconds left in the period. Daschke gathers the puck, wiggles back and forth. He'll rainbow it out to center ice. Cyclones gather it, and they'll skate back in. Left circle, lefty shot. That goes wide to Barczewski, who moved his legs back and forth, trying to sprawl for it. Now right side, righty shot. Kick saved by Barczewski. Rebound towards the far boards. Lepster gets these skates around Utah's net as he gets a bit of a rough ride. As Lepster backhands it ahead, Cyclones poke it and keep it in. Right point. Cyclones move it across the left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound. Grizzlies clear it out. 2 seconds left. Let's see. Icy might be called, and it is with 0.9 seconds left in the first. So draw's going to come back towards Jake Barczewski, and it looks like the first intermission score is going to be 2-0 Cincinnati. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 12-3. The only thing Cincinnati can really do is right off the draw. Ashbrook, who's taking the faceoff for Cincinnati, all he can really do is fire towards the net. Fonstad will take the draw for the Grizzlies. Fonstad has 2 years of AHL experience in the state of Ohio with the Cleveland Monsters. Draw win by Fonstad. That will do it for 20 minutes over at Heritage Bank Center. Cyclones lead 2-0 as Chaz Sharp scored on a power play 2:40 in. Later in the frame, Marko Sikic scored 18:31 in on a scramble play in front of the crease. Goslin and Dadero picked up the assist there. So nobody has a multiple-point game for Cincinnati, although they do have 1 point from 6 different players. Grizzlies took 3 shots in the first period and no shots in the final 7 minutes of the first frame. All 3 of Utah's shots were taken by defensemen, Andrew Nelson, Cameron Buell, and Cody Corbett. When we come back, we'll recap the first period if we can, and also go over some scores from around the world of sports. After 1 period, Cincinnati leads Utah 2-0. We'll also have Grizzlies trivia on the other side, and it involves Utah and their relationship with the Cincinnati Cyclones. We'll come back in 2 minutes and recap the first 20 minutes of play. It's Cincinnati 2 and Utah 0. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan. After 1 period over in Cincinnati, the Cyclones lead the Grizzlies 2-0. It's
It's the only meeting this season between the Grizzlies and the Cyclones. Cincinnati did win one. They did win one game against Utah in December of 2023 last year. And then the Cyclones 2 years ago swept Utah in a 3-game series. 2 of the 3 games were 1-goal contests. It's been a while since the Grizzlies last faced Cincinnati, and that's the trivia question for tonight. When was the last Grizzlies victory over the Cyclones? It was a game being played over at Heritage Bank Center. The question is, when did the Grizzlies pick up their last win against Cincinnati? It certainly was one of the more fun games during the 2018-2019. I think it just might have given up the answer. Nevertheless, Kenny G's the MC tonight for Cincinnati, it appears. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 12-3 as they got 3 shots and 1 goal from Marko Sikic. The Cyclones also got 2 shots from Chris Dodaro, then a few other Cyclones with 1 shot each in the first period. For the Grizzlies, I'm going to mention it for about the 15th time here. Andrew Nelson, Cameron Buell, and Cody Corbett each had 1 shot for the Grizz. Cincinnati got a power play as Derek Dashke picked up a hooking minor, 1:52 into the first, even though it did look like it was Dylan Savankov who was in the area. And it almost looked like Savankov was the one that picked up the penalty, but according to the ECHL box score, it's Dashke that went to the box. The Cyclones scored about halfway through that power play as Chaz Sharp fired away from the right wing, and he delivered on a slap shot for his 12th of the year. It's his team leading 12th of the season as Chaz Sharp looks like he's got a bright future. He's only 21 years old. It's his first season as a pro. He's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies, and Sharp has been, well, pretty sharp for Cincinnati this year. His goal was assisted by former Oiler forward Dante Sheriff as well as Ty Voigt. For Sheriff, it's his team leading 15th assist this year, and for Ty Voigt, it's his 12th helper. So Cyclones took a 1-0 lead on a power play goal. Cincinnati is 1 for 1 on the power play. Utah is 0 for 1. Lincoln Griffin picked up a hooking minor for Cincinnati, 10:48 into the first period. Grizzlies might have gotten 1 shot off on that power play. But during that power play, the Grizzlies took their 3rd shot, and that was the last official shot the Grizzlies had in the first period, as they did not register a shot in the last 7+ minutes of the first period. Late in the first, bit of a scramble play out in front, and it was connected by Marko Sikic, who picked up his 2nd of the year. Goslin and Chris Dodaro picked up the assists. Nobody has more than 1 point for Cincinnati tonight. Chris Dodaro and Elijah Vilio. Vilio, one of 6 defensemen tonight. Each have some experience against the Grizzlies this year, as each of them played earlier this year with the Tahoe Night Monsters. Both clubs are in a pretty similar state in that they were really having a pretty tough first couple months of the season. Cincinnati, in particular, got off to a really rough start of the year. In fact, on December 28th, when they lost 4-1 to the Fort Wayne Comets, Cincinnati had a record of 5-18-4, but Cincinnati has won 6 of their last 8 games, and they lead 2-0 after 1. As for the Grizzlies, they had their franchise record 14-game losing streak from the middle of November through the middle of December. Grizzlies broke that string on December 20th with a 6-3 victory over Tahoe. Then the Grizzlies won the next night 6-4 on the Teddy Bear Toss night, and the Grizzlies really been on a roll ever since. In fact, after losing to Tahoe in overtime on December 18th, Utah had a record of 5-16-3. But since then, obviously, the Grizzlies won 6 of their last 8 games. They are now 11-18-3 on the year. So interestingly enough, both teams are on a pretty similar trajectory. And, Cincinnati's got the edge tonight. For the Grizzlies, they're a little bit shorthanded in terms of defensemen. If you joined us late, Connor Mayer, before Saturday's game against Kansas City, he was recalled to Colorado. He scored a goal for the Eagles last night. Brian Yoon made his Colorado Eagles debut last night. He was recalled to Colorado this past Sunday. Yesterday, Gianni Fairbrother was removed from the roster and suspended by the team, as he's probably going to be headed overseas. We're not really sure where he's going to be at. So Grizzlies, who were pretty deep on the blue line before, have had to make a couple adjustments. Cameron Buell will be acting as a defenseman tonight, and I'm pretty sure Ryan Knaswich will be looking at a couple more moves to pick up defensemen for this weekend series against the Bloomington Bison. Cincinnati leads 2-0, but the Grizzlies have been a pretty strong second period club as of late. In fact, Utah does have a second period goal in 17 of their last 18 games. And the Grizzlies are going to need a big second period to try to climb back into this one. It's kind of similar to last night when the Utah Hockey Club outplayed Montreal in the first period. They led 2-1 after 20 minutes of play, but Montreal really came out to start that second period with a little bit more spirit, and the Canadians outscored Utah 4-1 the rest of the way as the Canadians defeated Utah 5-3 in Montreal's first trip to the Salt Lake Valley. Kirby Dach scored 2 goals for the Canadians last night. We'll see if the Grizzlies have some sort of a similar type of second period that Montreal had last night against the Utah Hockey Club. Well, Utah's probably going to need it to climb back into this one against a Cincinnati club that's playing about as well as anybody in the Western Conference right now. 3 other games in progress. Maine and Indy are tied at 3. That game with 6.5 minutes left in the second period. Florida and Savannah are scoreless after 1 frame, and halfway through the first period, the other Mountain Division showdown tonight is Allen and Wichita. And right now, Wichita leads 1-0. As Hache scored a second of the year, 5:23 in. Walker and Bates picked up the assists. Wichita outshot Allen 9-2 throughout the first half of the first period. Thunder lead 1-0 over at Intrust Bank Arena. Next week, following the Grizzlies' 4-game road trip to the Eastern time zone tonight and then the Central time zone in Bloomington, Illinois this weekend, the next opponent at Maverick Center will be the Wichita Thunder. It'll be a 3-game series. The next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Friday, January 24th. Gear tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. It's a Friday, Saturday, Monday series. Saturday, January 25th will be at 7 o'clock, and Monday, January 27th, that will also be at 7 p.m. And then the following week, the Idaho Stiltheads will be in town. That'll be a Friday, Saturday, Monday series. And don't forget that Friday, February 1st, that's the annual Guns N' Hoses extravaganza. Gear tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com and take advantage of that. As remember, with Guns N' Hoses, there are 2 or 3 charity games being played in the afternoon leading up to the Grizzlies game at 7 o'clock. If you want to come to the charity games, a ticket to the Grizzlies game that night will be good to get you in to the charity games in the afternoon. That'll be a ton of fun. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Grizzlies have had a lot of success in recent years in Guns N' Hoses night, and hopefully it'll be a spectacular, we would say a spectacular night, but hopefully it'll be a spectacular day from start to finish. Obviously, with the charity games, and the last charity game always turns out to be a very spirited affair, and that'll be capped off by the Grizzlies game at night against the division rival Idaho Steelheads. Don't forget that on February 15th, that is 1 month from now, the Grizzlies are holding their first annual fishing night. That's right, the Grizzlies will be wearing fishing-themed specialty jerseys as the Grizz will look to hook the Steelheads in the second of a 3-game series. That's going to be a ton of fun. It's the Grizzlies' first ever fishing night. I'm really curious and interested in seeing what the Grizzlies specialty jerseys will be looking like that night. Is it going to be a green fishing vest? Is it going to be kind of a red-looking fishing vest, kind of going off Grizzlies colors? I don't know. If it's anything like those Christmas-themed jerseys the Grizzlies wore a few weeks ago, I think we're in for a treat. The Grizzlies' first annual fishing night will be on Saturday, February 15th, exactly 1 month from now, as the Grizzlies look to hook the Steelheads. When we come back, we'll go over some NHL scores as well as some scores from around the world of sports. After 1 period over at Heritage Bank Center, it's the Cyclones 2 and the Grizzlies nothing as Cincinnati outshot Utah 12-3 in the first period. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After one period, Cincinnati leads Utah 2-0. We're hanging out at the Grizz Cave just outside the Grizzlies team store, and we're having a bit of a fun one. Today, over in Big 12 competition, men's basketball, there's about 11 minutes left in the first half. Utah leads TCU 14-13. Both clubs are 9-6 on the season. Big game in the Big 12 tonight. 12 minutes are left in the second half. Second-ranked Iowa State leads ninth-ranked Kansas 46-41. In the NBA, the Jazz and the Charlotte Hornets will get underway in about a half hour from now. Jazz are 10-28 on the season. Charlotte is 8-28. Two NHL games today. One is in progress. Late third period on national TV. Buffalo leads Carolina 3-2. And getting underway in about 10 minutes from now, Edmonton is at Minnesota. That's a battle of two winning teams. The Oilers are 27-13-3 on the year. Minnesota is 27-13-4. Tomorrow's going to be an intriguing night of hockey. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, will take on Edmonton. That's going to be on national TV on ESPN. It's a battle of two pretty good teams. Edmonton obviously will face Minnesota tonight, so it'll be the second night of a back-to-back. Oilers are 27-13-3. The Avalanche on the year are 27-17-1. Also tomorrow night, the Utah Hockey Club will host the New York Rangers. Utah is 1-3 on the current homestand. The Hockey Club have a record of 18-18-7. They are in sixth place in the Central Division. The Rangers are a 500 club as well. They have a record of 20-20-3, and they are in seventh place in the Metropolitan Division. Big game for both teams. Utah does need the home victories, and boy, the New York Rangers certainly could use some wins in their own right. There was high expectations for the Rangers this season, but it's certainly been a tough test for Peter Laviolette's crew. That'll be an intriguing one tomorrow over at Delta Center between the Rangers and the Utah Hockey Club. We'll come back and have second period action over in Cincinnati. You've been listening to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. We'll have second period action as the Grizzlies will be skating from left to right as we attempt to see it over on Flow Sports. Your mind's eye attempts to hear it on YouTube, and be a little bit patient with us. Unfortunately, it's not the best feed we've ever seen. Cyclones will skate from right to left in Cincinnati. It's every broadcaster's nightmare when you see a dark number on a dark jersey. Cyclones have kind of a black number on a red jersey, and the outline around the numbers are not strong enough. So it's pretty tough to spot who's who, especially since the screen I'm seeing is not necessarily a big one. We don't exactly have that 88-inch screen to capture the game on. Jake Barczewski saved 10 of 12 in the first period. Barczewski is 4-1 over his last 5 starts. We believe it's going to be the same 5 that started the game for the Grizzlies that are out there, and that's Neil Shea, Luke Manning, and Keaton Mastrodonato with a defensive pairing of Derek Dashke and Cody Corbett. 20 minutes are put on the scoreboard clock over at Heritage Bank Center. Looks like a pretty good Wednesday night crowd. Tristan Ashbrook will take the drives out there with Dante Sheriff and Lincoln Griffin. Cyclones win the draw. They'll move it into Grizzlies ice. Corbett chases after it. Puck went on towards Barczewski. Corbett moves it across to Dashke, who outlets it towards Shea. It goes over his stick and all the way down for an icing as we get our first whistle 14 seconds into the second period. Grizzlies have been a pretty strong second period club as of late. They've got a second period goal in 17 of 18 games. Draw's going to be over in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. Ashbrook will take it against Manning. Both guys wear number 16 for their respective units. Ashbrook has 7 goals this season. Manning has 5. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Corbett knocks down a Cyclone just to the side of Utah's net. Puck trickles out to center ice. Grizzlies will throw a hot pass out to Corbett back at the Utah line. He'll move it across to Dashke. Dashke diagonals in it out towards the left. He glanced off a Shea stick. Cyclones run it down. They'll fire it off the far wing boards. Shea gets double teamed as Cincinnati will knife it away from him. Cyclones push it across. Puck went all the way towards Mastrodonato, who will guide it off the near glass. A Grizzly gets cut off, and we get a whistle 47 seconds into the second period. Neil Shea skating side by side with Dante Sheriff. Grizzlies fans are familiar with him. He was a Tulsa Oiler for a few years. Sheriff wearing number 9, 5'11", and 195 pounds. Sheriff spent 2 seasons with Tulsa, signed with Cincinnati this year. Sheriff had 18 goals and 31 assists in 62 games for Cincinnati last year. Cyclones dump it all the way in. Grizzlies chase after it. Andrew Nilsson will push it ahead. Nilsson's a former Cyclone. Fonstad loses it. Cyclones fall down as they were skating towards the near corner. Siren pass out in front, glanced off the stick. As the Grizzlies will drag the puck out to neutral ice. Fonstad over to Wood over the line. In his 22nd birthday, right point, righty shot is blocked away by Chayon. Pavel Chayon, the 22 years old. Cyclones over the line. They look to center it, and it glanced off a stick. Now right side Cincinnati, righty shot, and that's blocked as Jensen got in the way. Nilsson pushed it up to the right point. Cyclones keep it in. Cincinnati will push it to the right circle and drag the puck along the boards towards the near side. Cincinnati skates towards the near goal line as they'll fire it behind Utah's net. Now out in front. Puck trickles off a Cyclone stick. They'll get it back. Righty shot goes wide as Andrew Nilsson will sky it all the way deep into the Cyclone zone. Puck hit the ops. Cyclones get the loose puck over on the far side. So we're about 2 minutes into the second period. Cincinnati leads 2-0. Cyclones center it, but they weren't in a position to shoot. Ashbrook danced around. Now he gets it up top. Cyclones get it across. Now back to the high slot. I believe that's Chaz Sharp. He'll take a righty shot. Glove saved by Barczewski. And he holds on. 17:51 left in the second period. So Cyclones will have an offensive zone draw. They outshot the Grizzlies 12-3 in the first period. So far in the second frame, both teams have one shot. Both teams have had one power play. Cincinnati scored on theirs, 2:40 into the contest. Grizzlies 0 for 1 on the power play. Utah wins the draw. Dashke behind his net towards Gallant, who battles with the Cyclone. Cincinnati will skip it across. Loose puck towards the far wing boards. Buell pushes the Cyclone. Buell is acting as a defenseman tonight. Cincinnati over to the right wing. They'll skate towards the point. They'll toss it towards the high slot. Righty shot goes wide as they miss the net stick side on Barcheski. Cyclones pitch it up top, left point. Cincinnati will push it to the high slot. Cincinnati will move it towards their right side. Cyclones, righty shot, saved by Barcheski. Rebound goes towards the end boards. Cyclones towards the right side, get occupied by Wood, and Fitz delivers a good shoulder check. Cincinnati towards the left point. They get it across. Cyclones will fire it off the end boards intentionally. Cincinnati getting in deep. Messner and Dashke. It looks like tripping is going to be called as a Cyclone was out in front of the net. They're trying to split kind of a double team with Dashke and Messner. And the new Grizzlies captain trips up Cincinnati. And so Mick Messner will go to the box as there's 17:01 left in the second period. Hooking's actually going to be the call, although tripping might be, almost looked like a trip. Either way, it's a 2-minute penalty. Cyclones are on the power play for the second time tonight. We didn't see who goes to the box, but we believe it's Mick Messner. Masher Donato's out there with Shea. That's the two forwards. Andrew Nilsson and Cody Corbett are the two defensemen on the ice for Utah. Braden Kressler will take the draw, the 21-year-old. As he goes down, so does Nilsson. Corbett couldn't clear it out. Now the puck goes towards Masher Donato, who will skate out to neutralize. He'll lunge it ahead towards Shea, races after it in the far corner. Grizzlies skate from left to right. Shea gets hit in the back by Sheriff, who took the puck away. Dante Sheriff, 31 goals in the last 2 years with Tulsa, steps over center ice. Now he steps over the offensive blue. So he'll skate towards the left corner. Sheriff pitches it back up top. Chaz Sharp gets it towards Sheriff, back to Sharp. He's in the left point. He'll pedal towards his right. Sharp now on the high slot. He takes a righty shot, and it gets redirected onto Barcheski, who kicks it off the near wing boards. As Sharp gets it back, he's in the high slot. He'll move it to his right. Cyclones working the puck around, back towards Sharp, high slot, righty shot goes wide. That might have glanced off a Grizzly stick on the way to Barcheski. Left wing, Cincinnati feeds it up top. Sheriff dances around back and forth. Now he gets to the near goal line. Cyclones feed it across. Shot goes wide. Puck to the right wing. Cyclones get it up top to Sharp. Over to Sheriff. He's on the left side, back to Sharp, who moves to his right. Cyclones direct it back towards Sharp, who gets the skipping puck. He'll get it back towards his right. Cyclones far goal line. Now down the middle. Righty shot. Saved by Barcheski. Rebound shot and a score. That's Lincoln Griffin getting the goal. It's his 11th of the year. It's Cincinnati's second power play goal of the game. And it's now a 3-0 contest. The Cyclones did a good job working the puck back and forth. Sheriff and Sharp were really active. That was that play I've seen quite a bit over the last week. We mentioned it during the Kansas City game. Get the puck to the goal line, then down the middle. And the initial shot was taken by Kressler that was saved by Barcheski off his left arm. And then getting the rebound, he was near the far goal line, was Lincoln Griffin. And Griffin's been one of Cincinnati's best forwards this season. He now has 11 goals on the season. Griffin has appeared in 34 of the 36 games. 15:45 left in the second period. And the Cyclones have first period goals from Chaz Sharp and Marco Sikic, and a second period power play goal from Lincoln Griffin. Cyclones have now outshot the Grizzlies 16-4. Griffin's goal was assisted by Kressler and Voigt. Ty Voigt now has 2 assists tonight. As puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. This would be a great time for the screen to start freezing, which it almost looks like it is here. Grizzlies towards the far side. Now back towards the Cyclones. Shot saved by Barcheski. 15:34 is left in the second. As Cameron Buell is having some words for Adam Tisdale. Where's number 20? Tisdale's on Cincinnati's fourth forward line. So Drozgame in the Grizzlies zone, a big shot advantage for Cincinnati here. As this looks like the screen's starting to freeze a little bit, which it's only natural technology. Technology always is great unless it doesn't work. And in this case, looks like it's struggling a little bit. 15:15 left in the second. As the Cyclones will dump it back deep into the Grizzlies zone. Barcheski moves it back to his right side. Now across to Dashke. Dashke, the former Toledo Walleye and Kalamazoo wing, 2 rivals of Cincinnati. The Cyclones will tattoo it off the far boards, and it slides all the way down. Barcheski wants icing, and the linesmen don't agree. We play on. Grizzlies skate from left to right. Home run pass by Glantz picked off, or make that Corbett's picked off at center ice. Cyclones move it over to the left side. Righty shot Glove save by Barczewski. And he holds on as Barczewski snatched it right over his left shoulder. And he makes a stop. It was Lincoln Griffin that took the shot. Griffin looking for his second goal of the night. 14:44 is left in the second period. Cyclones lead 3-0. Next game for the Grizzlies will be on Friday night. It'll be a 6 o'clock Mountain Time Zone start as Utah will face the Bloomington Bison for the first time ever. One of Tulsa's best players over the last 3 years was Eddie Matsushima. And Matsushima is currently a star and the captain of the Bloomington club. One former Grizzly, Max Neal, is currently playing for Bloomington. Cincinnati's got the puck as the Cyclones skate in onto Barczewski, shot rebound, and the Grizzlies kick it back towards the right wing. Now righty shot, that's wide. Neil Shea will get it ahead towards Armstrong off his stick. Now Armstrong runs it down. He'll move it to his right for Masher Donato, who skips it to the left corner deep in the Cyclone zone. Cincinnati will throw it to somebody off the screen. Grizzlies keep it in. They throw it to the high slot, but nobody was home. Nielsen gets it at center ice. Ahead, Utah gets cut off. Armstrong was looking to accept the puck. The Cyclones over in the left circle. Centering pass shot goes wide as they miss the net. Stick side on Barczewski. As Cincinnati pedals around Barczewski's net. The Cyclone falls down. Nielsen in the area. Cincinnati back at the left corner as they'll skip it towards the right side. Shot, swing, and a miss. Cade Nielsen was in the area. Taking the puck is Cade Jensen, who skates towards the far wing boards. Now Cade Nielsen will clear it all the way out. Cyclones run it down deep in their own zone. Skating from right to left. Pass to center ice is picked off by Cade Nielsen. He trying to get towards the middle of the ice. And it ricochets back to center as Berg and a Grizzly spin each other around. Gallant to the right side, skating around Cincinnati's net towards the far side as he gets cut off and held up. And Cincinnati takes the puck away and they'll clear it back to center. Savankov near the bench area will wrap it around the boards as Utah fires towards the net, and that's sticked away before it got towards Chyon. Cyclones get it brushed away. They're in the offensive zone. Corbett attacking. Puck to the left side. Corbett continues his battle. Now Cincinnati feeds it back up top. Cyclones will skate towards the right point. Shoulder fake. And now they get it over to the left wing. Cyclones back up top. They lead 3-0. Firing towards the net. That misses wide. Puck hit the ops towards Barczewski, who covers up. 12:49 is left in the second period. It's the Cyclones 3 and the Grizzlies nothing as Cincinnati has goals from Chaz Sharp, Marco Sikic, and Lincoln Griffin. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Cyclones lead 3-0. They do have a big shot advantage over the Grizzlies. How big? 18-5. Cyclones outshot the Grizzlies 12-3 in the first period, and Cincinnati has a 6-2 edge in the shot count in the second period. Ty Voigt has 2 assists to lead the Cyclones. Grizzlies have gotten shots from Andrew Nilsson, Cameron Buell, Briley Wood, Cody Corbett, and Cole Fonstad. Wood and Fonstad each have 1 shot here for Utah in the second period. Well, the joke's on Duke Nukem, one of the commenters on the YouTube feed. We can turn the camera around, but guess what? You'd just be looking at a blank wall. Unfortunately, we're 2 time zones away from where the game's at. Grizzlies cross center ice. They'll dump it in. Grizz skate from left to right here in the second period. Puck trickles all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Icing is waved off. Cincinnati's got pretty good team speed as they skate around Utah's net towards the near side. Cyclones push it back up top. Burnside make that Ryan McCleary. Throws to the left corner. Cyclones dance around. Grizzlies will hold up Cincinnati along the left corner as Corbett delivers a side check. As the Cyclones get it up top, McCleary will move it to his left. Now the Cyclones skeet towards the slot. Righty shot. That's blocked. Cincinnati gets it back right side. Righty shot. That one misses wide. As a puck towards the left wing. Cincinnati still in the offensive zone to the left side. They look to center, but nobody's home but a Grizzly. Briley Wood on his 22nd birthday will fire it off the far wing boards. Puck will wobble all the way towards Cincinnati. As the Cyclones will get it back, and they'll skeet to Neutrice. Grizzlies back defensively. Cincinnati helicopters one from Neutrice onto Barcheski, who gloves it and holds on. 11:46 is left in the second. That shot was taken by Ty Voigt, who's got an NHL contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Voigt's not a very big guy, listed at 5'10" and 157 pounds. He's got 2 assists tonight, and he now has 13 on the season. So draws give me the Grizzlies zone. 11:46 left in the second. As looks like they show a replay of the beer pyramid tumbling down. In Cincinnati, they take all those empty beer cans and they form a pyramid, if you will, over in one of the corners. And they showed a replay of the pyramid getting knocked over, courtesy of Luke Manning and Cincinnati defenseman Rhett Parsons. Grizzlies deep in their own zone with the puck. 11:24 and counting left in the second. Cyclones lead 3-0. Puck was played with a high stick, so the whistle blows. 11:22 left in the second. Both teams had pretty similar trajectories this season. Both clubs really got off to a rough start, and both clubs have been consistent winners over the years. Cincinnati and Utah have both won 6 of their last 8 games. Both clubs are 6-4 over their last 10 games. Both teams have been pretty similar in terms of their production road and home. However, it's a little bit flip-flopped. Grizzlies have 7 home victories this year and 4 on the road. Cincinnati has 4 home victories and 7 road wins this season. It's the only meeting between these clubs this season. Cincinnati will rainbow it into the Grizzlies zone. Puck trickles past Barcheski's left, and the Cyclones toward the end boards. Cade Jensen delivers a push. Cincinnati will feed it up top. As the Cyclones throw it back towards the left corner, nobody home. Along the end boards, Mick Messner, it was named Grizzlies captain today. He'll get it towards Nilsson, the left side. Nilsson will curl the puck back to Jensen in the right corner. Fitz trying to pitchfork it out. Cincinnati's able to keep it in. As we're about halfway through the scheduled 60-minute affair. Cyclones feed it horizontally off the near boards. Nilsson around his net. Will tap it ahead. Looking for Fitz, who tried to reach the stick out to get it, but he just couldn't gather it. And icing is on Utah with 10:32 left in the second. Boy, Fitz was hoping he had Andrew Nilsson's stick. If he had Nilsson's stick, he would have found a way to collect it and maybe get a good scoring chance out of it. Fitz has 4 goals in his last 11 games, and he's got a point in 3 of 4 games here in the month of January. Draws on the right side. Grizzlies will keep the same 5-man unit, which we believe is Gallant, Messner, and Fitz. As they show an extreme wide angle from the left side. Messner takes a draw. And it looks like Andrew Nilsson. I don't know, the linesman we're talking with, Nilsson. I'm not sure. The linesman is having some words. It almost looks like he's kicking Andrew Nilsson out. Not of the face-off circle, but of the game. Boy, the linesman pointed to Andrew Nilsson kind of with an ejection-type motion. Looks like Nilsson's going to get 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, as he was talking smack to the wrong guy, in this case, the linesman. So Andrew Nilsson's going to get a penalty. It appears to be an unsportsmanlike conduct minor. And with that, both teams will get reinforcements on the ice. Cincinnati will get their power play unit out there, and the Grizzlies will get their penalty kill unit, which appears to involve Masher, Donato, and Shea. So Andrew Nilsson gets 2 minutes for talking smack, as there's 10:32 left in the second. As whatever he said to the linesman was enough for the linesman to give him the old heave ho, but instead of getting thrown out of the game, it's just an unsportsmanlike conduct minor. Dashke's one of the 2 defensemen for Utah, as he's joined by Cody Corbett. Braden Kressroller will take the draw for Cincinnati. Cyclones win it. Grizzlies take it away. Shea's got a breakaway, skates down the middle, lefty shot, save. Rebound goes a little bit wide as Masher Donato gets it back up top. It goes past Dashke. Cyclones have a 2-on-1 the other way. Back to the right side. Puck skips off a Corbett's stick. Great defensive play. Cincinnati battles along the far side. Cyclones get to the far goal line. Lefty shot, saved by Barcheski. Rebound shot. What a stop by Barcheski. as he made 2 big saves to keep it a 3-0 game. Cyclones back up top halfway through the second period. Cincinnati will feed it towards Dante Sheriff. Patient with his approach, he gets to the near goal line. Now back to Sheriff. Sheriff dangles, throws it to the near goal line. Cyclones skate around the net. Cincinnati will fire it towards the right point, and they keep it in. Chaz Sharp, we believe, throws to the far goal line. Now back up to the right side. Righty shot, saved by Barczewski, and he lays down. Puck still alive. Cyclones backhand shot, and that's blocked by a Grizzly. And now we get a whistle. Big-time scramble play. Barczewski made some great saves, and it looked like Cody Corbett blocked a backhand attempt out in front. So 1:04 is left in the power play, 9:35 is left in the second. Looks like the draw is going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. Well, they might have blown the whistle. Unfortunately, we don't hear any of the sounds from Cincinnati, as Grizzlies must have covered it up or something to that effect. Draws in the right circle. Messner will take the draw. He's been an Iron Man for the Grizzlies. This is his 111th consecutive game. He's not going to quite hit Tyler Penner's 3-year run where he appeared in every game, but hey, Messner's on his way towards it. Draw one by Messner and the Grizzlies, and Utah will slice along the near wall all the way out to center ice. Cyclones reset. Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the second period. Cyclones get it out to the right side. Cincinnati will feed it to their right. Cyclones over the attack line. Jensen and Messner in the area. As Cincinnati rolls along the boards towards the left point. Cyclones in their dark jerseys with red numbers. I can guarantee a broadcaster did not come away with that uniform combination. Those should be burned instantly, as it's tough to spot on this computer screen. Dashke and Jensen battle with 3 Cyclones. Cincinnati will feed it up top. 25 seconds left in their power play. Cyclones get it to the high slot. Cincinnati moves it back to the right side now up top. Cyclones, lefty shot save. Rebound shot goes wide on the second attempt. Barczewski lost a stick. He gets it back. Cincinnati, right side, throws it towards middle, but it ends up in the left circle. Now centering pass is picked off by Utah, but it goes back to the Cyclones. Over in the high slot, lefty shot. That's blocked. Grizzlies get it, and they clear it out. Coming out of the box is Nilsson. He will skate towards the bench. 8 minutes, 25 seconds are left in the second and counting. Successful penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Cincinnati does have 2 power play goals tonight. Cyclones wing it across and all the way down for an icing as the pass went incomplete. 8 minutes and 16 seconds are left in the second. Draw's going to come back towards Pavel Chayon, a guy that we haven't talked about all that much because he hasn't seen a whole lot of action. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 22-7. Neil Shea leads Utah with 2 shots on goal. He had a breakaway shorthanded, but Kaijan was able to put the kibosh on it and make the stop. And then Shea was a little bit too much. He kind of overskated the net and wasn't able to get a second shot off of Kaijan. As Grizzlies get the puck, they're in the offensive zone. As Cincinnati skates around their net with the puck, Cyclones will sky it out towards the Utah line. Cincinnati will backhand it in deep into the Grizzlies zone. As the puck ends up back with Cincinnati, right point. They'll fling it around the wall towards the left corner. Cincinnati pitches it behind the net, looking for Corbett. Cincinnati gets it back to the right side. Righty shot goes wide. Loose puck. Cade Nilsson will clear it out to center. Foot race. Craig Armstrong gets there about the same time as the Cyclone. Armstrong gets a rough ride towards the far corner. Berg, the former Cyclone, skates towards the left side, pitches up top to Fonstad. One-timer goes wide. As it bounced off the side of the net, Grizzlies skate to the right side. Armstrong reverses his field back towards the right corner. He gets knocked down. Cyclones back to the left side. Dashke will have a glance off his stick. Now Dashke will sky it, and it stays in play. Gathers it left wing. Trying to get it across to a cutting Berg. It glanced off his stick. Berg gets it. Right wing. Lefty shot. Saved by Chayon, and he will hold on. 7:13 left in the second. It's Cincinnati 3, Utah nothing. We're back in 1 minute. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
7 minutes and 13 seconds are left in the second period. It's the Cyclones 3 and the Grizzlies nothing. Cincinnati led 2-0 after one period. Chaz Sharp scored 2:40 into the contest. It was a power play goal. Marko Sikic made it a 2-0 game. He scored 18:31 in. And then Lincoln Griffin extended Cincinnati's lead as he scored 4:10 into the second period. Cyclones are 2 for 3 on the power play. Utah's 0 for 1. Briley Wood will take the try, celebrating his 22nd birthday today. Wood is tied for 7th among league rookies with 26 points this season. Wood delivers a push. As the puck goes to Cincinnati, they'll drag it out to center ice. Cyclones enter 3-on-3. Right side, Cincinnati starting pass, shot, swing, and a miss. As the Grizzlies get it off the near wing wall, Cole Fonstad gains center ice. He'll drop it for Wood, who steps over the offensive blue. Wood throws it in front of the net, looking for a cutting Fonstad. Cincinnati picks it off. Cyclones back in the offensive zone, right side. They'll skip it towards the right circle. Righty shot, saved by Barcheski. As the Grizzlies will clear it back towards the Cincinnati line. Cyclones run it down. 6.5 minutes are left in the second period, and they lead 3-0. Grizzlies will chase after a loose puck on the left side. Buell, acting as a defenseman tonight, gets it towards Dashke. Puck skips off a Utah stick. Cyclones move it ahead, but it goes back to Utah. Cincinnati retreats defensively. Buell across to Dashke, back to Buell, the first-year pro. Backhands to Wood near the Cincinnati bench. He tried to feed a horizontal pass towards the left, and it bounced off a Cyclone back towards Lebster, who kicks it to Dashke. Dashke will bounce off a Cyclone, who gathers it just outside the Utah line. They'll push it into the right corner. Cincinnati feeds it to the right wing. Nobody home but Dashke. Problem plays for the Grizzlies. He'll get it ahead towards Lebster, who steps over the line right wing. Lebster looked to center to a cutting Manning, and Cincinnati will brush it away. Loose puck, Cyclones get it, and they'll get it out to center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Cincinnati will slide it deep into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Manning, I believe. Manning fakes to Masha Donato and gets to his left. Pass picked off by the Cyclones. 2-on-1. Cincinnati skates towards the right circle. Shot saved by Barcheski. And Jake holds on. That shot, we believe, was taken by Tristan Ashbrook, who's a native of Michigan. 5'11", 185 pounds. 5:26 is left in the second period. Cyclones lead the Grizzlies 3-0. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection. But at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It looks like in Cincinnati, they got this smile like cam. I guess in Cincinnati, they're trying to smile like Happy Gilmore. Oh, that's kind of a tough one. Fans are looking at themselves on the video board and trying to smile like Happy Gilmore. I don't know, the way Gilmore was smiling when he won the gold jacket, when he defeated Shooter McGavin. That was something else. I hear there's going to be a new Happy Gilmore out. I might have to watch that. although sequels rarely are as good as the originals. Cyclones win the draw. They lead 3-0. They skate towards the end boards and feed it across Grizzlies' chip after the loose puck, and Masher Donato clears it all the way out. Dante Sheriff runs it down. He'll bounce it across off the far wall. Cyclones will dump it in. Puck skips. Barcheski behind his net. Will sling it towards the far side. It bounced off a Cyclone. Grizzlies battle, but the puck hippity hops out to center ice. Cyclones will drive it back in as it wobbles towards Barcheski, who keeps the play alive by getting it to Corbett. Turnover. Cyclones, high slot, righty shot is blocked away by Barcheski, who's actually played a pretty good game despite the 3-0 deficit. Grizzlies will push it ahead. Cyclones will run it down as Grizzlies will fit in a full line change. Fitz is out there with Glunt and the newest captain, McMessner. Corbett will drive it out to center ice. Cyclones race after it, and it looks like it's going to be icing on Utah with 4:31 left in the second. The Grizzlies looking to find a way to generate something offensively, but they haven't had a whole lot of puck possession here through the first two periods of play. Cincinnati has outshot Utah 24-8. Cincinnati 12 shots in the first, 12 in the second. Grizzlies 3 shots in the first and 5 in the second. Shea's the only Grizzly skater to have more than one shot as he has 2. 6 other Grizzlies with 1 shot here through the first 36 minutes of play. Marko Sikic has 1 goal on 4 shots to lead Cincinnati. Draw won by Cincinnati as they'll spin it along the boards. Nashke runs after it. Cyclones get there first. They'll feed it to the right point. It's tough to identify who's who with Cincinnati as they're moving at full speed. Corbett will tap it off the Grizzly skate. It goes deep into the Cyclone zone as Josh Burnside gathers the puck. He's a native of Brampton, Ontario. He'll move it out to center ice. Far wing. Cyclones chase after. They skate around Utah's net. Now they try to push it out in front. It glanced off a Dashke's stick. Over to Buell, who feeds it to Gallant. He'll cross center ice left wing, and he'll dump it in. Fitz chasing after it. Cincinnati gets there first. Fitz delivers a big-time blow on the left side, probably the biggest hit we've seen by a Grizzly tonight. Cyclones ice the puck. The arm is raised by the linesman. 3:45 is left in the second. Cincinnati leads 3-0. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to get a second period goal. There's only been one game over the last 18 where the Grizzlies have not scored a second period goal. In fact, since November 24th, when the Grizzlies were shut out 5-0 to Tulsa, the only game that the Grizzlies didn't score a second period goal was on January 4th against Idaho. And that's a game where Utah lost 3-2. Briley Wood scored 2 first period goals for Utah that night. Idaho responded with 3 unanswered. Puck towards the left side. Berg will skip it to the corner. Run down by Cade Nilsson. Nilsson over to Berg, who danced around the high slot. He gets knocked down. Cincinnati gathers it. Puck back at center ice. Nilsson moves it ahead towards Cade Nilsson. He gets taken off the puck, and he goes heels overhead. Cyclone skate in left side, closing the gap and taking it away. Jensen, he slashes a Cyclone. No call. Grizzlies get out to center ice. Puck bounces. Grizzlies skate in. Getting tripped up is Adam Berg as he's falling down, takes a shot. Save is made. That's going to be a penalty on Cincinnati as Adam Berg's speed drew a penalty, and the Grizzlies will be back on the power play for the second time tonight. 3:04 is left in the second. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. Adam Berg's one of the faster Grizzly skaters. You know, we'd mentioned that he's a former Cyclone. He was acquired in a trade from Cincinnati in November of 2019. Berg's best month last season came in January of 2024, where he had 9 points, 4 goals, and 5 assists in 13 games. So Grizzlies on the power play for the second time tonight. Messner will take the drop. And linesman says, my bad, we'll do it over again. Braden Kressler will take the draw for Cincinnati. It seems like every time they give you a close-up and you're able to identify the Cincinnati player, it's always Kressler. It's taking the face-off, either him or Tristan Ashbrook. Draw won by Cincinnati. Racing after it is Rhett Parsons. He tried to clear it out. It bounced off of Messner and out to center ice. Dashke will throw it towards the near wing wall for Masher Donato, who pushed it ahead towards Manning. Now back to Daschke as the Grizzlies will set up shop skating from left to right. Daschke will be quarterbacking this power play shift. He'll drop it back towards the Grizzlies end wall for Shea. Shea slices it towards Mastrodonato, who curls it back towards Shea, who gets the new tries. He crossed the center red line. He'll move it to his left for Messner. Back to Shea over in the left corner. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Messner gets it up top. Daschke across. We believe that's Manning, who drops it. Now back to Daschke down the middle over to Mastrodonato. Right side. Righty shot misses wide. Daschke gets the loose puck, and he'll spin it along the wall towards the near side. Mastrodonato towards Manning. Back up top to Mastrodonato off the near wall. Across to somebody who's hiding behind the score bug. And that's Neil Shea. Over to Daschke, left point. Across to Mastrodonato. Right side just outside the shirt circle. Over to Daschke down the middle. Take a shot. He scores! Derek Daschke gets his 6th of the year, unless it got redirected out in front. And the Grizzlies get on the board with 2 minutes left in the second. Well, Utah was able to get traffic out in front of the net. As Mastrodonato was to the right side, they show the replay. They got to Daschke, and Messner and Manning were trying to redirect it, although I'm not entirely sure if either guy got a piece of it. If it's Derek Daschke's goal, it's his 6th of the year. He now has a goal in 2 of his last 3 games. Manning and Messner did a good job occupying screens in front of the netminder for Cincinnati. So the Grizzlies get a late second period goal. They now have a goal in 18 of their last 19 second periods. As the pyramid over in the right corner goes tumbling down, as that's just outside the glass into the spectator area. Cincinnati out to center ice. They'll step over the line right side. Sheriff skates towards the right circle. Take a righty shot. Saved by Barczewski. Rebound. Sheriff skates behind his net. He gets double teamed. He'll move it towards the right corner. Now Sheriff gets it back. He's being occupied by Andrew Nilsson. As the Cyclones over to the right side dance around. Cincinnati Cyclone the puck pretty well along the right wing. Grizzlies take it away. Briley Wood will get to the center red line, and he will saucer it in all the way towards the end boards. It trickles off the goaltender, kicks it to his right. Daschke does get the goal with Mastrodonato and Shea getting the assist 18 minutes into the second period. So Daschke gets his 8th of the year. Mastrodonato and Shea each had 2 power play assists last Friday against Kansas City. Fonstad moves it back to the Utah line. Corbett over to Savankov, who will move a blue line to blue line pass off of Armstrong's stick. He runs it down, but Cincinnati's Josh Burnside gets it towards the right wing. Cyclones skate from right to left. They get to new try. Cyclones step over the offensive line down the middle. They try to brush it towards their left. Grizzlies poke it away. Good defensive work by Utah's Cade Nilsson. Now Cincinnati left circle, and that's jammed away once again by Nilsson. And he'll clear it out. Icing might be on Utah. Berg trying to run it down, but icing is on the Grizzlies as there's 31 seconds left in the second period. Grizzlies had that big 5-2 victory over Kansas City where they scored 5 unanswered goals, including 4 in the third period. And Derek Daschke scored what turned out to be the game winner on the power play. And that was 13 and a half minutes in. Daschke now has 3 power play goals on the year and 6 in total. Mastrodonato and Shea each had 2 power play assists that night, and both of them came in the third periods. So it's their 3rd power play assists in as many games. 3rd power play assist in 3 games. Grizzlies get to the Cincinnati line and dump it in. 20 seconds are left in the period. Berg delivers a push. Cyclones will tap it off the glass. Puck hippity hops to the Utah line. As Nilsson chases and make that Daschke chases after it. Daschke's a big 6'2", 194-pound defenseman. Grizzlies will flub it out to center ice. Cincinnati tried to backhand it in and missed it. 2 seconds left in the period. Manning dances around to get to center ice. And that will do it for 40 minutes over at Heritage Bank Center. But the Grizzlies do get a little bit of momentum as Derek Daschke found the back of the net exactly 18 minutes into the second period as he scored from the high slot. Mastrodonato and Shea picked up the assists. So the special teams have played a factor for both clubs. Utah is 1 for 2 on the power play, and Cincinnati is 2 for 3. According to the graphic, the Fuel have taken 10 shots, and the Cyclones have 25. It's the Grizzlies that have the 10 shots, and Cincinnati with 25 here through 2 periods. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes of play, as well as going over some scores from around the world of sports. We'll also talk about some of the fun promotions and things happening at Maverick Center over the next month or so. Cincinnati leads 3-1. Grizzlies will be looking for a third period comeback on the other side. We'll come back and recap the first two frames in 2 minutes. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
After 2 periods, Cincinnati leads Utah 3-1, but the Grizzlies do have a little bit of momentum heading into the locker room as they picked up a power play goal exactly 18 minutes into the second. Cyclones got on the board first as they picked up a power play goal 2:40 in as Chaz Sharp picked up his team leading 12th of the year on a slap shot from the right side, with Dante Sheriff and Ty Voigt picking up the assists. Cyclones scored late in the second period as Marco Sikic got his second of the year, with Matthew Goslin and Ty Voigt picking up, or Chris Tadero picking up the assists. Sikic leads all skaters with 4 shots here through 2 periods, as he now has 2 goals and 3 assists on the season, and this is 33rd game. Cyclones led 2-0 after 1 period. They outshot Utah 12-3. It looks like we have a cow, a dinosaur, and a pig. They're going to race kind of like the Coca-Cola can race. As this is an interesting one. We got somebody in a cow costume, but you can see their head. You got somebody in a dinosaur costume. You can't see who's under the costume. You have a pig, a pink pig. And it looks like they're going to race over in Cincinnati. This looks intriguing. Now we'll see if anything interesting happens. The dinosaur stumbles coming out of the blocks. The cow goes down. The pig dances around center ice. I have no clue what we're watching on Flow Sports. The dinosaur drags down the pig. The pig falls down. The cow loses its balance. Now the pig falls down. Cow falls down. The dinosaur gets towards the right side. And if that's the end of the race, I don't know that it is. The pig falls down again. The cow rumbles towards the far wing wall. The cow is racing towards neutral ice. This is their version of the Coca-Cola can race. The cow is close to the finish line, and the person in the cow costume slides under the finish line, finishing first. The dinosaur finishes second, and the pink pig's got absolutely no hope as the pig races to the right side, and it too slides under the finish line. Twister, one of the Cincinnati mascots, applauds. That's got to be something they regularly do. And I don't know. I think the Coca-Cola can race might be a little bit more entertaining. But then again, we had a cow, a dinosaur, and a pig racing in a very similar fashion as to what they do during the Coca-Cola can race. I have no clue where we were at. I wasn't expecting that sort of race. They do have two mascots in Cincinnati. They couldn't decide on one, so they decided to go with two. One is a pink pig, and the other is a twister-looking thing, kind of like what a tornado would look like if it were in a mascot form. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but Cincinnati's got a 3-1 lead. They led 2-0 after one period. Cyclones got on a power play early in the second period as Mick Messner got called for a hooking minor, 2:59 in. And a minute and 11 seconds into the power play, it was Lincoln Griffin scoring his 11th of the year, with Braden Kressler and Ty Voigt picking up the assist. Voigt has 2 assists for the Cyclones. Griffin scored from, I believe, the left wing, 4:10 into the second. That gave the Cyclones a 3-0 lead. Grizzlies got a power play late in the second period as Jakob Bankston picked up a cross-checking minor, 16:56 into the second. Dashke scored from the high slot, and even 18 minutes into the second period, with Mastrodonato and Shea picking up the assists. That made it a 3-1 game, and that's where we sit now as Cyclones have a lead after 2 frames. Cyclones had 12 shots in the first and 13 in the second. Grizzlies with 3 shots in the first and 7 in the second. Adam Berg and Neil Shea each have 2 shots, then a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot each. Marco Sikic leads Cincinnati with 4 shots. Dante Sheriff and Lincoln Griffin each have 3 shots for the Cyclones. Cyclones are 2 for 3 on the power play. Utah is 1 for 2. Jake Barcheski in net for the Grizz. He has stopped 22 of 25. Cincinnati's Pavel Chayon, he has saved 9 of 10. That's pretty close to his average. Chayon has a .909 save percentage through 14 games this season. This is one of 4 games in the league. Maine and Indy are in a barn burner late in regulation. They are tied at 3 with 2 minutes left in the third period. And heading into the third, Savannah leads Florida 1-0. One other Mountain Division game that's currently in progress. Allen and Wichita are tied at 1 with 7.5 minutes left in the second period. Hache scored 5:23 into the first to give Wichita a 1-0 lead. Kyle Krankovic tied it up 11:05 into the first. He picked up his 8th goal of the season, with Patrick Polino getting the assist. And if I remember right, I think Polino is a former member of the Cincinnati Cyclones. So that's the 4 games in the league tonight. There are 2 NHL games going on. One has gone final. The other is in progress. The game that has gone final is Buffalo defeating Carolina 4-2. So the Sabres get a victory. Ryan McLeod scored 3 goals, it looks like. He picked up a hat trick, and that led Buffalo to victory. The one game in progress has 6 minutes left in the first period. Minnesota leads Edmonton 1-0. Matt Boldy scored 3:02 into the first, with Matt Zuccarello and Joel Erikssonek picking up the assists. A lot of shots here early on. Wild with 11 to Edmonton's 8. That game has less than 6 minutes left in the first period. Wild lead the Oilers 1-0. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side. Cincinnati leads Utah 3-1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. Shop over 50 new Kia Sorentos with savings up to $4,500 off at Jerry Seiner Kia, Salt Lake.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting hanging out at Maverick Center. Grizzlies are 2 time zones away, and they trail 3-1 to the Cincinnati Cyclones. It's the only meeting between these clubs this year. After tonight's game, the Grizzlies will head for Bloomington, Illinois, as they take on the Bison for 3 straight nights, starting on Friday at 6 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone over at Grossinger Motors Arena. And so they'll play at Friday and Saturday nights at 6 o'clock. Sunday will be at 2 o'clock in the Mountain Time Zone. Grizzlies return home for a 3-game series against the Wichita Thunder. The next home game is going to be on Friday, January 24th. It's going to be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start at just $12 with your AFCU debit or credit card. Grizzlies will face Wichita January 24th and 25th at 7 o'clock. And Monday, January 27th, is also going to be a 7 o'clock start. And you got a special ticket offer on Monday where you can get a family 4-pack for just $48. Go to UtahGrizzlies.com to take advantage of that offer. And then the Idaho Steelheads will be in town for a 3-game series. Friday, January 31st will be the first time the Steelheads will be on the Maverick Center ice this season, the first of 6 meetings. The 31st will be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start at just $12 with your AFCU debit or credit card. The Guns N' Hoses Extravaganza will be on Saturday, February 1st. And with that, the Grizzlies are wearing specially themed jerseys for the occasion. There's going to be 3 charity games. One's at noon. The second game is going to start at 1:30. And the third game, which is usually the main event of the Guns N' Hoses Extravaganza, that will be a 3 o'clock start. There's also going to be a custom-themed goalie mask that's going to be available on the Dash Auction app. The specialty jerseys will also be up for auction on the Dash Auction app, and that's going to be a fun one. That's Saturday, February 1st, the Guns N' Hoses Extravaganza. And then Monday, February 3rd, is going to be another night where you can get a family 4-pack with 4 tickets for $48. Don't forget that Saturday, February 15th, that's going to be the first ever fishing night as the Grizzlies look to hook the Steelheads. The Grizzlies will be wearing fishing-themed specialty jerseys, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like. It's going to be a 7-10 start. That's the second of a 3-game series against the Idaho Steelheads. Other big nights here for the remainder of the regular season. Grizz Fight Cancer will be on February 21st and 22nd. The Grizzlies will honor those who have fought and are fighting their battle with cancer. That's going to be Grizzlies Fight Cancer Weekend, where the Grizzlies will be wearing specialty jerseys. That is both Friday, February 21st, and Saturday, February 22nd. Other big events happening at Maverick Center. Military Night's going to be on Friday, March 7th. That's presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. So that's going to be Friday, March 7th against the Tulsa Oilers. Bud Light Wednesday is going to be on Wednesday, March 26th against the Allen Americans. Youth Sports Night will be on March 28th. That's going to be a fun one as we highlight youth sports in Utah. Retro Night, where the Grizzlies are wearing 2000-themed specialty jerseys. That's going to be on Saturday, March 29th against the Allen Americans. Star Wars Night is back. That's going to be Friday, April 4th against the Tahoe Night Monsters. Grizzlies will be wearing specialty jerseys. And Fan Appreciation Night will be on Saturday, April 5th. That's going to be against the Tahoe Night Monsters. That's the final home game of the regular season. That's Saturday, April 5th. Fan Appreciation Night is presented by Les Schwab Tires. We'll come back and have third period action as Cincinnati leads Utah 3-1. Derek Dashke scored a late second period goal. He now has a point in 18 of 25 games this season. Can Dashke pick up a multiple point game tonight? Well, who knows? Dashke and Nil Shea are tied for the club lead with 6 multiple point games. And Masher Donato and Shea each picked up the assist on the Dashke goal, which came exactly 18 minutes into the second period. Dashke came into play tonight, tied for 7th among league defensemen with 24 points on the season. 5 goals and 19 assists. And you could just add one more to that total as he now has 6 goals on the season. We'll come back and have third period action on the other side. Jake Barczewski's done a good job keeping the Grizzlies in this one. He has saved 22 of 25, and he made a few more highlight stops in the second period. And he really settled in the second frame and did a good job keeping the Grizzlies within striking distance. Does Utah have a third period comeback in him? Well, we'll see on the other side. You've been listening to the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
We're having a good time tonight, hanging out in the Grizz Cave. Third period action will begin shortly. Attendance tonight over at Heritage Bank Center is 3,780. 3,780 is the attendance. Derek Dashke scored 18 minutes into the second period for Utah's lone tally. Keaton Mastrodonato and Nil Shea picked up the assists. Shea has a point in 14 of 16 games this season. And for Mastrodonato, he now has a point in 11 of 14 games this year. Couple scoring streaks on the line in the third period. Andrew Nilsson and Briley Wood each have a point in 5 straight games. For Mastrodonato and Shea, with the second period assist, their point scoring streak extends to 3 straight. And as for Derek Dashke, in the 4 games in January coming into play tonight, he was scoreless in 3 of the 4. So he now has a point in 2 of 5 games in the month of January. And both of those are power play goals. Last Friday when he scored 13 and a half minutes into the third period, he scored what turned out to be the game winner in Utah's 5-2 victory over the Kansas City Mavericks. That night, the Grizzlies scored 4 unanswered third period goals to win 5-2. So the Grizzlies have that similar type of third period comeback in them. We believe it's the same 5 that started the game, as that's going to be Mastrodonato, Shea, and Manning, with a defensive pairing of Corbett and Derek Dashke. Grizzlies won the draw. They skate from right to left as we see it from Flow Sports, or at least attempt to see it. Cincinnati from left to right. Grizzlies, far goal line. Manning with a shot, and he couldn't get it off as he gets back checked. Mastrodonato throws to the right wing. Now back behind the net for Mastrodonato. Skates towards the left corner. He'll kick it up top. Dashke, lefty shot. Saved by Chaihan, and he holds on as Derek Dashke took his second shot of the night. Chaihan made the save as Dashke fired away from the left point. 19:39 left in the third period. Draws game in the left circle. It's an offensive zone 1 for Utah. Manning and Messner on the Dashkey goal late in the second period. Neither guy got a point, but both guys did a good job occupying a spot in front of the net, and they did a good job acting as a screen, so Kaijan couldn't see it. As Cincinnati enters the offensive zone, they throw it across Barczewski and the goal mouth. Now right side righty shot, saved by Barczewski. He holds on. 19:24 is left in the third. As the Cyclones will have an offensive zone draws, they take their first shot of the third period. You know, if I were in Cincinnati, I'd give you a bit of a report card as to whether Skyline Chili is worth the hype. Skyline Chili is one of those. I guess when you go to Cincinnati, that's the place you got to be. Drop won by the Grizzlies. They skate from right to left. As we skate 5-on-5, Utah with a home run pass ahead towards Lebster. Two Grizzlies collide as Fonstad and Lebster hit the deck. As Cincinnati over to the left side, they'll chip it in. Fonstad will race after it. He gets there before Jensen as Fonstad will bank it off the end boards. Grizzlies get it around towards the right corner. Fonstad gets a stick lifted, but he's able to get it to Lebster. Skates horizontally towards the far side. He swung and missed and essentially dropped it off for Nielsen. Out to the left wing looking for Fonstad. He tried to sidestep a Cyclone. Cincinnati clears it out. And it looks like they're called for icing as there's 18:45 left in the third. Cyclones wearing a jersey with horizontal letters that spell out Cincy, C-I-N-C-Y. Grizzlies are in a white jersey with black numbers and professional green trim. Draws can be over in the left circle. They announced a crowd of about 3,700, although it looks like, according to the wide shots we've seen, looks like the crowd's filled in pretty nicely. Draw one by Utah. Adam Berg along the left wing. The former Cyclone spins along the boards. I think he wore number 39 for Cincinnati, if I remember right. Cyclones take it away. 3-on-3. They step over the offensive line. Cincinnati starting to pass out in front. Shot. As they run into Barczewski, net goes flying open. And hopefully Barzo's okay. As a Cyclone was looking for a centering pass out in front. And they just rammed into the Utah netminder. Greg Armstrong looking on. And Barczewski yet to get to his feet. He's now on both knees. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, wearing a green top. We'll check over Barczewski and see if he's okay. As Barczewski's on both knees. 18 minutes and 30 seconds are left in the third period. Drawn's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. And hopefully Jake Barczewski's okay. As Cincinnati was looking for a centering pass out in front. And it looked like the Cyclone, Craig Armstrong and Barczewski got there about the same time as the puck ended up hippity-hopping towards the crease. Net is still open. It looks like Barczewski's still on both knees. Now Barczewski to his feet. And Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, who's in his fifth year of the club, he'll walk back to the Grizzlies bench. As Barczewski will skate it off, and hopefully he's okay. Drawn's going to be in the Cyclone zone. It looks like Barczewski's going to stay in the game. Backup goaltender tonight is Vinny Duplessis. Vinny last saw action on December 27th in a 6-3 loss to the Rapid City Rush. So Barczewski's skating it off and see if he'll stay in the game. They work on putting the net back in place over in Cincinnati at Heritage Bank Center. That's an arena that was built in the late 1970s. I remember Larry Bird played the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games over in Cincinnati. It's a pretty cool setup. In particular, what's cool about it's the location. The arena is right next to Great American Ballpark, where the Cincinnati Reds play, and just a couple blocks away is where the Cincinnati Bengals play. And you got the river, and with that river comes the border, right in the middle of the bridge. Ohio's on one side, and Kentucky's on the other. Draw one by Cincinnati's Matthew Goslin. He took it against Cade Nielsen. Cyclones drive it around the wall. As the Grizzlies trying to brush it out, it bounced off of Savankov. Cyclones feed it back to the left side. Now across, and a shot by McCleary is kicked away by Barczewski. Grizzlies cross center ice. Utah over the offense line. They'll chip it in. Adam Berg trying to close the gap. But the Cyclones boxed him out pretty well. We get a whistle, though. 18:04 is left in the third. Let's see, a stick went breaking as Berg was trying to get around a Cyclone. over in the area was Cristodero. And we're not entirely sure where the puck ended up or why the whistle blew, but there's 18:04 left in the third. And it looks like holding is going to be the call. Who's it on? Looks like the draw is going to be in the Cyclone zone, so it appears to be a Cincinnati penalty. We do know that holding's the penalty, but we don't know who's in the box for the Cyclones. We do know the Grizzlies have a power play, and this is a good opportunity to try to close the gap as the Cyclones lead the Grizzlies 3-1. Face-offs over on the left side. This extreme wide shot does no good for anybody. Grizzlies back in the high slot. Dashke gets it to Shea in the left point. Shea skates towards the corner. Now he feeds it towards the left corner for Messner. Back towards Shea. Trying to get it back up top. It glanced off a stick. Messner gets it, but the officials say that Shea played it with a high stick. So drop might come out to neutralize. Josh Burnside was in the area, battling with Shea. 17:50s left in the third period. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there. We appreciate everybody who chose the Grizzlies tonight. It will be a neutral zone draw over in the left wing. I believe the same skaters are on the ice for both clubs. Messner will take it against Adam Tisdale, and the draw won by Utah's Dashke will throw it back to somebody off the screen, and Shea gets it. He'll skate around Utah's net. He'll toss it to Masho Donato, the Canisius product. He was a teammate with Jake Barczewski for 4 years. Over to Dashke in the left wing. He'll get to neutralize. He'll push it back to Mastro, over to Shea, who crosses center ice with ease. He'll pitch to Manning. Manning over the line left side. He'll pedal towards the near goal line, trying to get it out to Masho Donato. Puck goes up top. Dashke over to Shea. He's in the left wing. Across. One-timer saved by Chyon, as I believe that was either Manning or Messner that took the shot. Grizzlies will brush it towards the near wing boards. Cincinnati runs it down, and they get there before Messner. Tisdale throws it off the far wall. Grizzlies keep it in. The Maestro gets it towards Dashke, back to Masho Donato, who has 6 goals this season. He had 2 last Saturday. He'll skip it to Dashke across to Shea. Shea left side, lefty shot is blocked. Dashke behind his back for Masho Donato. It's knifed away by Cincinnati as Masho Donato gets to Manning. Now up top to Masho Donato. 40 seconds left in the power play. Dashke to Shea left wing. He'll take a lefty shot. That goes wide. He was looking for Messner to redirect it. Cyclones throw it to the right wing. Dashke literally kicks it ahead, looking for Masho Donato, who couldn't reach it. Cyclones clear it out. Utah makes a line change as Nilsson quarterbacks this power play shift as he replaces Dashke. Nilsson drops it off. Grizzlies cross center ice as Gallant will feed it to the far corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the period. Wood to Fitz on the left side. He glanced off of his stick. Fitz at the line's able to keep it in. He'll sky it towards the end boards. Fonstad moves to the right corner. Nobody's home. And a Cyclone comes out of the penalty box. We're skating 5-on-5, 4 minutes into the third period. As the Grizzlies get it up top, but out of the zone. It looks like it's going to be icing as Cincinnati was the one that cleared it out. Whistle blows with 15:51 left in the third. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. Utah really did a good job moving the puck around on the power play with Shea, Masho Donato, and Dashke with that 3-man unit, with Manning and Messner kind of roaming around. Draw won by Cincinnati towards the near wing wall, and they'll clear it out. Corbett chases after it. Cyclones get around Corbett. Corbett drags down a Cyclone, and Utah gathers it, but Corbett's going to go to the box. Might be a hook on Cody Corbett as Cincinnati tried to get around him, chasing after a loose puck into the Grizzlies zone, and it looks like Corbett's going to serve 2 minutes. .38 left in the third period. Cyclones will get their 4th power play of the game. They're currently 2 for 3 on the night. Draw's going to be over in the right circle. Only meeting this season between the clubs. Grizzlies will be in Bloomington on Friday and Saturday nights and Sunday afternoon. Cincinnati this weekend will host Maine on Friday, and then they're at Indy on Saturday. Grizzlies win the draw as Cade Nelson lost it. Right side shot saved by Barczewski. Rebound shot. Arm is raised by the referee. It's another penalty on Utah. Cincinnati gets the puck back up top. Puck exits to neutralize. Well, if this is a penalty on Utah, Cyclones should let Utah touch the puck to start the 5-on-3 immediately. Instead, it's 6-on-3 with Cincinnati's net empty. That's what they'll decide to go with. Actually, 6-on-4 with Cincinnati's net empty. Kate Nelson touches it up. It's a penalty on Utah. 15:02 left in the third. Cyclones will have an extended 5-on-3 power play as Dylan Savankov appears to be the Grizzly that's headed for the penalty box. Now, we didn't get to see the referee signal as to what the penalty was on Savankov, as the Cyclones will have a two-man advantage for, I believe, about a minute, maybe even a little bit more than a minute. So this is a critical sequence in this game. For Cincinnati, some of their big guns to watch out for on their power play include Lincoln Griffin and Chaz Sharp. Both guys have a power play goal, and both are tied for the team lead with 5 on the season. Sharp moves it across left side. Somebody, that's Dante Sheriff, hiding behind the score bug. Now back up top to Sharp, and it goes past him deep into the Cyclone zone. I've been wanting to call them the Mavericks all night. Sharp behind his net. 1:40 left in the power play overall, and about a minute left to 5-on-3 time. Sharp gets to Griffin. Cross-ice pass to Sheriff connects. Sheriff over the line, left side. He'll stop at the point. Trying to get it back up top. Looking for Chaz Sharp. Grizzlies gather it. Utah skates ahead. Masher Donato skates down the middle. 5-on-3. He'll skate in. He'll take a shot, and it goes over the crossbar as he missed just high. And the Cyclones get it out to center ice. Dashke over the line, 1-on-3. Skates towards the right side. He gets pushed in the back by Sheriff. Now the puck goes to the right side. Grizzlies get knocked down, and that's Gallant that got spun around. He's looking for a call as he puts both palms in the air. No call to be had. Grizzlies very aggressive here. Down 2 skaters, 5-on-3. Mick Messner scored a 3-on-5 two-man disadvantage goal in the preseason against Idaho. Puck goes back to neutralize. Great job by Cole Gallant brushing the puck away. Cincinnati regains center ice. Now they step over the offensive line. Now it's 5-on-4 as the Grizzlies out of the box, and that's Cody Corbett who joins the play. Cincinnati dance around the right side. Now they get to the far goal line, looking to center it. Grizzlies gather it, and they try to clear it out. It's stayed in the left wing. Now across Cincinnati over to the left wing. So they'll get it across as the pass goes wide of the mark. Grizzlies spin it to the near side, and they're able to clear it out. 10 seconds left in the Cincinnati power play. Boy, what a great penalty kill effort by the Grizzlies. And the penalty kill has been outstanding. Cyclones skate in, right side. Cyclones will slide it onto Barcheski, and that gets kicked away as Utah will cross center ice. Berg over the line. He'll race towards the left wing. He'll take a shot. Kick saved by Chyon. Now Berg behind the net. Cincinnati on the back check took it away from him. 12:45 and counting left in the third as Adam Berg gets pushed along the near glass. We believe it's 3-1 Cyclones. Puck goes into Grizzlies ice. Buell chases after it. No icing. Buell, the first-year pro, native of Minnesota. He'll drop it behind his net as the Grizzlies respond. Dashke back behind his net as he gets a couple guys cutting towards his right. Dashke, second full-year pro. Rink-wide feed off the far boards. Now ahead towards Fonstad. He'll skate in. Lefty shot goes wide. Now right side. Righty shot. Glove saved by Chyon, and he holds on. 12 Cincinnati leads Utah 3-1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Why is Jerry Seiner the #1 Kia store in the Salt Lake region? Selection. We've got over 350 new Kias to choose from. Savings. Shop over 30 new Kia Seltos models and save up to $2,000 off when you buy. Jerry Seiner has been the area's most trusted automotive source for over 40 years. Little wonder then how we've made thousands of friends to last a lifetime. Jerry Seiner Kia, South Jordan.
Nobody has scored here so far in the third period. It looks like they got a beer chugging camera going on over in Cincinnati. Crowd of 3,780 over at Heritage Bank Center. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 30-13. Cincinnati has a 5-3 edge in the shot count in the third period. Cyclones are 2 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies are 1 for 3. Briley Wood celebrating his 22nd birthday is kicked out of the faceoff circle. Taking the draw will be Cole Fonstad. Reed Lebster's on the ice as well. Fonstad in 15 games for Utah this season, he has 10 assists. Fonstad 5'10", 167 pounds. He started the season in Germany. As Cincinnati wins the draw, as they skate from left to right here in the third period, Cyclones get it towards Dante Sheriff as he will skate in. Lefty shot saved by Barczewski as Utah knocks down Cincinnati behind Barczewski's net. Jensen lofts it ahead, looking for Briley Wood. Now Wood to the left side gathers the puck. He gets taken off the play by Rhett Parsons, a big 6'3", 214-pound defenseman. Grizzlies trying to get up top to Jensen, and puck bounced off his stick. Jensen moves ahead looking for Lebster. Lebster on the back check took it away from Cincinnati. Lebster danced around at new tries. The Grizzlies had entered, in particular Fonstad. Now the Grizzlies skate in. Fonstad right side. He got spun around about at Cincinnati's far goal line. Cyclones lifted over Wood's head. Grizzlies leap to keep it in. Now it pokes back out to center ice. Cyclones with it 2-on-2 over the offensive line. Cincinnati skates towards a high slot. Righty shot. Gloves saved by Barczewski. He holds on with 11:10 left in the third as the Cyclones had a pretty good look, and that was Ty Voigt, who already has 2 assists tonight. Voigt, the native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Draws give me the Grizzlies zone. 11:10 left in the third. Utah's looking for a comeback attempt. Interestingly enough, when the Grizzlies came back to beat Kansas City 5-2 last Friday, it was the first time all season the Grizzlies had won a game when trailing after 2 periods. Cyclones win the draw. They skate towards the right point as Utah holds them up. 3 Grizzlies and 3 Cyclones battle. Cade Jensen on the bench looking nearby, as is Andrew Nelson. Buell will poke it towards Luke Manning. Puck goes out to center ice. Cyclones will loft one on to Barczewski, who kicks it ahead. As Grizzlies will bounce to the right side. Cyclones keep it in the offensive zone, wearing a red jersey with dark numbers. Unfortunately, it's tough to spot who's who from the wide angles. Grizzlies will skip it out to center ice. Cincinnati regathers it. Burnside gets it towards Chaz Sharp, who sliced it out to the left wing. Cyclones get it poked away. Grizzlies re-enter. Utah to the right side, dances around. Shea gets it jabbed away by Josh Burnside. Burnside gets hit by Masha Donato. Shea trying to yank the puck away. Cyclones throw it off the far wing boards. And a gentle push and a mild arc. And the old biscuit bounces at Buell's feet over at center ice. Dashke halfway through the third period, crosses center ice. And he'll drive it in. Dashke's got Utah's lone goal tonight, which came 18 minutes into the second period. As Messner has a glance off his stick, Cyclones will race into the offensive zone 2-on-3. Cincinnati right side, righty shot, saved by Barczewski in the butterfly position. He holds on with 9:48 left in the third. It's Cincinnati 3, Utah 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
The Cyclones 3 and the Grizzlies 1. 9:48 left in the third period. Cyclones have outshot the Grizzlies 33-13. Cincinnati's 2 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies are 1 for 3. Jake Barczewski has saved 30 of 33, and he's kept the Grizzlies within striking range. Grizzlies won the draw. Fitz will toss a rainbow into the Cyclones zone. Cyclones chase after it deep in their own end. As Ryan McCleary has played a lot of minutes tonight, he boxes out a Grizzly. Now the puck goes out to center ice. Cyclones 3-on-2. They'll chip it off the near wall. Grizzlies skating from right to left as Savankov gets held up as he gets a rough ride towards the right wing boards. Cyclones get it up top as they pedal over in the high slot as Cincinnati backhands it towards the net. Barczewski goes down. Shot, kick, save by Barczewski as he stacked the pads as he was laying on his left side. Cincinnati gets it back up top. Cyclones fire it towards the net, and that's brushed away. Grizzlies clear it out to center. Fitz chases after it. He gets there about the same time as the Cyclone, and Fitz will jab it deep into the Cyclones' end. Cincinnati races from left to right. Sheriff crosses center ice, steps over the line, trying to split a double team, and Armstrong knifed it away. Armstrong trying to get it back towards Cade Nelson, and Cincinnati will poke it out to center ice. Now Dashke will loft it ahead, puck deep into the Cyclone zone. Fitz drops it for Armstrong. Back to the right wing. Lefty shot is blocked away by Chyon as the Cyclones cross center ice 1-on-3. Cincinnati over the line. Right side, righty shot. Saved by Barczewski, and he freezes the puck to stop play with 8:23 left in the third. That shot, we believe, was taken by Matthew Goslin, who's 5'7", or 5'10", and 170 pounds. He's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. It's the first year that the Cyclones have been affiliated with the Toronto Maple Leafs and Toronto Marlies. Last year, it was the Newfoundland Growlers who were the league affiliate to the Toronto franchises. Newfoundland folded towards the end of last season, and Cincinnati takes over as an affiliate. Goslin will take the draw against Fonstad. Fonstad wins the draw. Grizzlies rolled along the far wing boards. Wood's got a 5-game point scoring streak on the line. He'll skip it ahead. Grizzlies left wing will drive it in. Chyon lets it go towards the right corner. Fonstad chasing after it along with Wood. As left server to Fonstad, back towards Wood. Right side, righty shot goes wide. Now left side, Dashke shot. Saved by Chyon. Rebound goes to Cincinnati. Cyclones will drag it out to center ice. 2-on-2. Cincinnati will flub it to the left corner and chase after it as they get their 2 strides ahead of Buell. Dashke has a glance off his stick as he extended it behind Utah's net. Puck to the far side. Wood battles. Puck goes to Dashke up ahead. It glanced off a stick and slides to center ice. Cyclones gather it back, and they'll drive it back in. Barczewski behind his net will lay it for Dashke. There's 7.5 minutes left in the third period. Cincinnati leads 3-1. Grizzlies get it out to the far side. Utah crossing center ice. Buell negotiates his way down the middle, but couldn't split a triple team. Grizzlies keep it in. Right side looking for Fonstad down the middle. He couldn't reach it. He'll get it off the left corner boards. Fonstad gets it up top and out of the zone as he was looking for Savankov in the left point. Savankov angles one out to the left. It ricochets off the wall, and it looks like Utah's called for icing as there's 7:04 left in the third. For Adam Berg, he's on the ice for the first time since December 6th. For Dylan Savankov, it's his first game since the middle of December. He's got 1 assist and 7 shots through 6 games coming into play tonight. Draw's going to come back towards Jake Barczewski, who's got a .920 save percentage over his last 5 games. Cody Corbett's seen a ton of ice time here tonight. He's got a goal in 2 straight games. Cole Fonstad will take the draw, sporting some facial hair. Braden Kressler will take the draw. Kressler's really given Cincinnati a bit of a spark. And I'm not sure it's a coincidence that the Cyclones started playing a better hockey once Kressler showed up about 8 or 9 games ago. Draw won by Kressler in Cincinnati as the Cyclones over in the right point. Skip one towards the net. It goes wide. Glove side on Barczewski. Grizzlies from right to left as they'll sauce one ahead. Looking for Lebster. Goes over his stick. Cyclones reset back in their own zone. Rink wide feed connects towards the left side. Cyclones over the offensive line as they'll move it towards the middle of the ice. Puck was behind a Cyclone. On to Luke Manning, who crosses center ice. Manning over the attack line. Skates down the middle. Lefty shot is blocked away by the glove of Chyon. Now right side. Righty shot goes wide. As Grizzlies hustling after a loose puck, but Cincinnati gets their stride ahead of them. Cyclones cross center ice. On the back check. Cincinnati will veer their way towards the left and dump it in. Savankov will pitchfork it out towards the near wing wall. Now the puck goes back towards Corbett. He's in the right wing. Across to Savankov. He will toss it off the far wall. Cincinnati chases after their line as the pass went wide of the mark. Cyclones, rink-wide feed, misconnects. And icing is on Cincinnati as there's 6:05 left in the third. Grizzlies will take on the Bloomington Bison for a 3-game set beginning on Friday night. 5:45 pregame show. Face off about 6:05 over in the Central Time Zone. For the Grizzlies, they're just looking for that puck, for a little bit of puck possession. It's interesting. Grizzlies have been outshot by a pretty wide margin tonight, by a margin of 36-15. Messner will take the draw. It's his first game wearing the captaincy, and it certainly fits him well. He's making his 111th consecutive appearance. Draw goes towards the near wing wall. Messner continues his battle as he gets held up along the boards. A second Cyclone's trying to jab the puck away. Gallant gets hit in the back once, twice, 3 times. As Fitz over there as well trying to yank it away. And Fitz throws it towards the high slot. Problem is Cincinnati gathered it. And they'll skip it towards the Utah line. Dashke tried to move it ahead. It goes towards center ice. Fitz delivers a blow. Messner skates over there as well as Nilsson to join the play. Puck goes back towards Dashke, who skates towards the Grizzlies bench. Now he reverses his field back to Nilsson. Over towards Cade Nilsson, no relation to Andrew Nilsson. They're not even spelled the same, and they're not even from the same country. Cade Nilsson has a glance off his stick. Cyclones will move it ahead. Cincinnati in the left wing. They enter the offensive zone. Cyclones skate towards a corner. Now back towards the middle of the ice. It glanced off a stick. Grizzlies clear it back to the Cincinnati blue line. Cyclones run it down. 5 minutes are left in the third period. Cincinnati will dump it in. Armstrong, make that. Buell will chase after it. Barcheski gets to Buell. Will bank it off the end wall to Corbett. Back to Buell on the left side from Corbett as he'll dangle back and forth. Now he crosses center ice. Buell over the attack line. He's got good speed. He was looking for somebody to his right. Cyclones back at center ice get challenged by Cade Nilsson. As now Adam Berg takes the puck away. He'll skate towards the right corner of the Cincinnati zone. He gets cut off as Berg is dragged down behind Cincinnati's net. Cyclones will race out to center ice with the puck. 2-on-2, they're over the offensive line. Now 3-on-3. Cyclones skate to the left wing. They'll look for a centering pass. It's cut off by Barcheski, and Jake holds on with 4:21 left in the third. It's Cincinnati 3, Utah 1. We'll find out how this one ends on the other side. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Cincinnati leads 3-1. Cyclones got a first period goal from Chaz Sharp, 2:40 in. Marco Sikic made it a 2-0 game. He scored 18:31 in. Lincoln Griffin extended Cincinnati's lead on a power play goal, 4:10 into the second period. Derek Dashke got Utah on the board, and even 18 minutes into the second period with Masha Donato and Shea getting the assists. Cyclones have 12 or more shots in each of the 3 periods, including 12 in the third. Grizzlies 3 shots in the first, 7 in the second, 5 in the third. Grizzlies over the attack line as they won the faceoff. Grizzlies skate towards the middle of the ice. Now veer off to the left, and it's Reed Lepster with the puck. As he lost his balance and lost the puck, Grizzlies get it back. Fonstad up top to Nilsson. Across to Lepster. Left side shot is saved by Pavel Chayon. And the puck ends up ricocheting out of play. 4:02 is left in the third. It's interesting to think about this being the 33rd game for the Grizzlies this year. They have only outshot their opponents 10 times this season. Grizzlies are 5-3-2 when out shooting opponents, but when they've been outshot like they have tonight, Grizzlies have a record of 6-15-1. Interesting, at home, when being outshot, the Grizzlies are 5-5-1, but on the road, when the Grizzlies have been outshot, they've got a record of just 1-10. As Grizzlies over in the left corner have the puck, Lebster and Wood get pushed. Cincinnati tries to break free. Fronstad took it away. Now it goes back to Cincinnati, who crosses center ice in the right wing. Cyclones dump it in. Barczewski stays in there. He might come out for an extra attacker here soon, maybe a couple minutes from now. Grizzlies have pulled their goaltender as early as, with 3 minutes left in regulation. So it's possible Barczewski could come out here shortly. Dashke gets to the right side for Wood, who fires it around the wall. As Cincinnati will tap it off of Messner and past him to neutral ice. Grizzlies back in their own end as they spread the ice. Barczewski's still in there as there's 3:16 and counting left in the third. Corbett off the far boards. He gets to Manning. Luke Manning, 5 goals this season. He'll dump it in as the puck goes back over towards Cincinnati. As the Cyclones get out to neutral ice. As Kressler will move it to his left. Barczewski is out. Utah's net is empty. Less than 3 minutes left in regulation. Asher Donato gets to Shea right wing. He'll race out to center ice. Shea crosses center and try to dump it in. It bounced off a Cyclone. Cincinnati will clear it off the near wing wall near the Grizzlies bench. Asher Donato races out to get it. 2:40 and counting left in the third. 3-1 Cincinnati. Utah's net is empty. Dashke behind his empty net. He'll move it to his left for Cade Nelson. Nelson will race to the Utah line. He'll throw it back to Dashke. Moves to his right for Shea, who will lunge it in as Kaijan will fire towards the empty net, hoping for a goalie goal, and it was nowhere near the mark. Icing is on Cincinnati as there's 2:19 left in the third. So it'll be an offensive zone draw for the Grizzlies. Opponents have 5 empty net goals against the Grizzlies this year. Grizzlies have scored 7 empty net goals this season. It's the only time these teams will meet this year. The last time the Grizzlies beat Cincinnati, you have to go all the way back to the 2018-2019 season, where the Grizzlies won 4-3 in a shootout. Ryan Walters had 1 goal and 1 assist for Utah. JT Henke and Tim McGauley added goals, and Jack Walker had the shootout game winner. Joe Canada got the victory in net as he saved 29 of 33 and 2 of 3 in the shootout. Both teams were in first place in their respective divisions when Utah beat Cincinnati on January 9th, 2019. The Cincinnati broadcaster that season was Everett Fitzhugh, who's currently the radio announcer for the Seattle Kraken. And hopefully someday I'll be able to meet Everett Fitzhugh in the show. I met him that night as I was traveling over to Cincinnati, and I was at Heritage Bank Center, and that was maybe my favorite road stop in the 2 years that I was lucky enough to travel full-time. That place in Cincinnati, especially with that arena being right next to Great American Ballpark. We believe that Ryan Knaswich is used as one timeout as 5 Cincinnati players are huddled around their head coach, Jason Payne. And for the Grizzlies, they're huddled up around Ryan Knaswich. It's interesting. When you see that close-up, that jersey doesn't seem so bad, but when you got a wide angle with the dark numbers on the red jerseys, that's when it's pretty tough to spot. Jason Payne is done talking with his team. 2:19 left in the third. Pavel Chayan was looking for the goalie goal. He was nowhere near the mark as the Cyclones were called for icing. Nick Messner in his first game as team captain. He'll take the draw against Kressler. Messner wins the draw as Dashke gets to Shea. He's along the left wing, back up top to Dashke. Across to Manning. Manning drops to the right point. Dashke over to Shea. He's in the left wing. Shea skates slowly towards the corner. He'll fire a lefty shot that hits the side of the net. Cyclones throw it to the right side. Grizzlies keep it in, and they fire towards the net. It goes wide. And looks like the whistle blew. Puck kind of pinballed around a little bit at the Cincinnati line, and I believe Utah was called for offside. 1:56 is left in the third period. Cyclones lead 3-1. Friday night will be the first ever meeting between the Grizzlies and the Bloomington Bison. 5:45 pregame show, 6:05 face-off. Messner will take the draw against Cristodero. They'll make that Tristan Ashbrook, number 16. Draw won by the Grizzlies at neutral ice, as we believe the Grizzlies were called for offside. Puck around the boards towards the near side. Cyclones will snap it out to center ice. Shea throws it back towards, I believe, Dashke. Utah's net is empty. Dashke races down the middle of the ice. Now he'll drop it back for Shea. Shea crosses over the attack zone right side. He'll wheel it along the boards. Grizzlies let it go to the point. Dashke fires towards the net, and that's blocked. Manning moves to the right side. Now back up top to Dashke, who fakes it to Shea. Dashke over to, we believe, Mastrodonato. Right side shot is blocked away by the Cincinnati goaltender. Cyclones trying to snap it out of the zone as the puck wobbles off a Grizzlies stick. Now it goes back to Dashke. Minute 6 and counting left in the third. He'll drop it as the Grizzlies get to Mastrodonato. Snipes one towards the right side. Now the Grizzlies enter as Gallant gets it back to Shays in the right corner. Around the boards looking for Fitz, who hustles after it. Cincinnati gets there before Fitz does. 50 seconds left. Fitz throws it towards the near wing boards. Gallant keeps it in. He'll get it towards Manning. Back to Dashke. Dashke up top towards Mastrodonato. Back to the right side. Time's running out for the Grizzlies. 37 seconds left. Lefty shot goes wide. Puck along the near wing boards. Run down by Dashke at the Utah line. As Dashke with 30 seconds left, he's played a ton of minutes here tonight, averaging about 26 this season. Out to the right side, Grizzlies skip it across off the boards for Fitz, who wheels it along the boards. Shea over in the right corner. Now Cincinnati gathers it. 14 seconds left. Cyclones get to neutral ice. A fire righty shot. That goes wide. It glanced off a Grizzlies stick, so no icing. 7 seconds left, and this baby's in the refrigerator. Cincinnati's going to get the victory. So Cyclones have now won 5 in a row against Utah over the last few years. Final score, Cincinnati 3, Utah 1 as Ty Voigt had 2 assists. Cyclones got goals from Chaz Sharp, Marco Sikic, and Lincoln Griffin. The Grizzlies' lone goal scored tonight was Derek Dashke on the power play. He picked up his 6th of the year. Mastrodonato and Shea each picked up power play assists, and both players, Mastrodonato and Shea, extend their point-scoring streak to 3 straight games. Jake Barczewski was solid in net. He saved 34 of 37. He kept the Grizzlies within striking range. Cincinnati just was too tough to handle here tonight. Cyclones have now won 6 of their last 7 games, and they are 7-2 over their last 9 contests. As for the Grizzlies, they are now 6-3 over their last 9 games, and they head to Bloomington to start a 3-game series on Friday night. Friday will be the first ever meeting between the clubs. We'll come back and have the post-game show on the other side. Once again, the final from Heritage Bank Center. It's the Cincinnati Cyclones 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Cyclones 3, Grizzlies 1. It's the only regular season meeting between the clubs this season. Utah last beat Cincinnati on January 9th of 2019. Cyclones got an early power play as Derek Dashke got a hooking minor, 152 in. Chaz Sharp scored on a slap shot from the right wing. It's Sharp's team-leading 12th goal of the season, and it's his 5th power play tally of the year. Dante Sheriff and Ty Voigt picked up the assists. Marco Sikic made it a 2-0 game. He scored 18:31 in, with Matthew Goslin and Ty Voigt getting Matthew Goslin and Cristodero getting the assists. Cyclones led 2-0 after 1. They outshot the Grizzlies 12-3 in the first period and 37-16 for the contest. Cyclones outshot the Grizzlies 13-7 in the second period. Lincoln Griffin got his 11th goal of the season and 5th on the power play as he scored 4:10 into the second. Braden Kressler and Ty Voigt picked up the assists. Voigt ended the night with 2 assists for the Cyclones, and he ended up as the game's number 1 star. Grizzlies got a power play late in the second period as Jakob Bengston got a cross-checking minor, 16:56 in, and Derek Dashke connected from the high slot, and even 18 minutes into the second, it's Dashke's 6th goal of the year. It's his 3rd power play goal. Mastrodonato and Shea each picked up an assist. For Neil Shea now has a point in 14 of 16 games with the Grizzlies. Mastrodonato now has a point in 11 of 14 games and a point in 10 of his last 11 games. Both Mastrodonato and Shea extended their current point-scoring streak to 3 straight games. The Grizzlies now have a second-period goal in 18 of their last 19 games. Cyclones led 3-1 after 2 periods. Neither team scored in the third as Cincinnati outshot Utah 12-6 for the period. 3 stars of the game. Jake Barczewski is named as the 3rd star. He saved 34 of 37, and as I mentioned, he did a good job keeping the Grizzlies in the game. Barczewski's the 3rd star despite the loss, where his record falls to 4-4 on the season. For Cincinnati, Marko Sikic, who scored the what turned out to be the game winner. He scored Cincinnati's 2nd goal. It was actually the only 5-on-5 goal scored in the game. He scored 18:31 in, with Goslin and Dodaro getting the assists. Sikic led the Cyclones through 2 periods with 4 shots. Tristan Ashbrook fired away quite often in the 3rd period, and Ashbrook ended up leading the Cyclones with 6 shots on the night. Marko Sikic was a +1 tonight, and he had 4 shots and 1 goal. He's the number 2 star. Ty Voigt's the number 1 star. He had 2 assists. Voigt was even in the plus-minus category, and he had 2 shots. Voigt now has 7 goals and 13 assists in 31 games this season. So Ty Voigt is the number 1 star of the game. Both teams were able to score on the power play. Cincinnati was 2 for 4, and the Grizzlies were 1 for 3. The attendance over at Heritage Bank Center was 3,780. Time of game was 2 hours and 30 minutes. For the Grizzlies, the loss drops their record to 11-19-3 on the season. They are 4-11-1 on the road, but the Grizzlies have played good hockey as of late. They've lost 2 straight road games, but they are still 6-3 over their last 9 games. For Cincinnati, it is their 5th home victory of the season. Their record goes to 12-20-4. The Cyclones, they were in a bad spot around Christmas time. They had only picked up 5 wins, and the Cyclones have played good hockey as of late, as they are 7-2 over their last 9 games. That'll do it for the regular season series between the clubs, but it just starts out what is sure to be a pretty busy week for the Grizzlies. They will take on the Bloomington Bison on Friday and Saturday nights. Face-off both evenings will be at 6 o'clock, and Sunday afternoon will be a 2 o'clock Mountain Time Zone affair. It'll be the Grizzlies' first ever meeting with the Bloomington Bison. The only former Grizzly that we can note on the Bison is Max Neal, who was with the Grizzlies during training camp. He was also with the team for a few games last season. So Max Neal will be wearing number 24 potentially this weekend for Bloomington if he's on the roster. Other guys we might be familiar with. Mark Sinclair is a former Cincinnati Cyclone. He's one of their goaltenders. Zach Hoffman was recently acquired by Bloomington in a trade with the Rapid City Rush. Grizzlies have played Zach Hoffman quite a bit, and he will be in the Bloomington lineup. Gavin Gould, the former Allen American, is currently playing for Bloomington. One of Tulsa's best forwards over the last 3 years was Eddie Matsushima, and he'll be wearing number 15. He is acting as Bloomington's captain this season. So that's some of the familiar names that the Grizzlies fans can expect this weekend when they take on the Bloomington Bison. Should be an interesting one. We'll see if the Grizzlies will add a few reinsurances, add some reinforcements on the blue line. Grizzlies right now just have 5 defensemen on the roster, as Connor Mayer was recalled to Colorado last Saturday before the Grizzlies took on the Kansas City Mavericks. And then this past Monday, 2 days ago, it was Brian Yoon that got called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Yoon made his Colorado Eagles debut in last night's game. Unfortunately, the Grizzlies are now 0-13-1 when Brian Yoon doesn't play. He is certainly a difference maker. When Yoon is in the lineup for the Grizzlies, they are 11-6-2 on the season. And then just yesterday, Grizzlies captain and one of their best scoring defensemen, Gianni Fairbrother, was released by the team, and he was suspended from the roster, and he was suspended by the team and removed from the roster. We believe Fairbrother is signed with a team overseas, but we're not really sure. Elite Prospects hasn't updated and hasn't given fans a little bit of insight as to where he is. Elite Prospects is probably going to be the first place we would see as to where Fairbrother ends up. But it's just one of those things that, all of a sudden the Grizzlies go from being pretty deep defensively to all of a sudden being kind of shorthanded. So we'll see if the Grizzlies can pick up a defenseman or two over the next couple days before their series with the Bloomington Bison. Well, that'll wrap things up. Now, these remote broadcasts are certainly tough to describe, especially when the camera's wobbling back and forth. And with Cincinnati wearing the kind of jerseys they wore with the dark numbers with the red jerseys. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more success in describing the game over in Bloomington this weekend, Friday and Saturday nights and Sunday afternoon. Once again, in 2 hours and 30 minutes, and in front of a crowd of 3,780, Jake Barczewski was the star for the Grizzlies. He saved 34 of 37. He did a good job keeping the Grizzlies in it. Derek Daschke scored Utah's lone goal. He now has a point in 18 of 25 games this season. Keaton Mastrodonato and Neil Shea picked up the assists. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night, 5:45 pregame show. Face off at about 6:05 in the Mountain Time Zone as the Grizzlies have their first ever meeting with the Bloomington Bison. One other game involving Mountain Division opponents. It's still going on. There's 4.5 minutes left in the third period. Wichita leads Allen 3-1. We'll come back on Friday night. I'd like to find a way to get a plane ticket and be able to head out to Bloomington for this weekend's games. If not, unfortunately, we'll be here in the Grizz Cave trying to describe the action the best we can. Grizzlies scored 1 goal tonight. Over the last 10 games, they have scored 43 goals. Utah's won 4 of their last 6 games despite the loss tonight. Cincinnati's been on a roll. They now have won 6 of their last 7 games. We'll talk to you on Friday night. Until then, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.